going to change. So, Leslie, you're being stupid, lady, and you're welcome to click the link and discuss your claims, because you keep making all these claims like some. Holy cows, man. I don't even know what to compare you to. But you're a little bit nuts, lady. You really are. And I'm pretty sure you and I have actually had conversations like Messenger or phone or something. I'm pretty sure you and I have talked like a couple of years ago. But you're just still here making these accusations and no evidence. No evidence is being shown. You hear something and you think you own it. You're confused, lady.
Hold on, Jack. You got to pause it there. From here on out, Leslie, it's.
Yeah, I wonder why he's fighting with this lady. She's pretty nice. She's well mannered. She's been on our show before, so yeah. So let's see what happens.
Pink George Floyd. She claims she's upset of my plagiarism, but she's never actually come to me and said, Jack, this is what I see, I heard, connect the dots. She just thinks that what I'm saying is hers. But Floyd, the reality is the truth is the truth. She recognizes the truth from me, but it doesn't mean it comes from her, because she doesn't get my attention, Pink George Floyd. She's lying. And if you believe her, you believe in liars. So you're being tested.
And if you look at her most recent comment, she says, "Oh, please." She's begging for your help, Jack. She won't.
I know. And something, if I remember, she might be the one and she might not be, but she's done something in the YouTube settings where I can't even reply to her nonsense comments. I might be remembering her as someone else, but Leslie, hi, please. You know what? You can, yeah, right. Leslie, it's perfectly fine. Make claims, lie about Jack, though. And, that Floyd guy, Pink George Floyd, you're a fool too. And that was the other one. I'm just calling people out now.
Oh my God, Jack! This is where we spiral down into the.
Yeah, that trashy lady, she's good looking. But now I don't know what Modern Man is doing here. Actually, Modern Man is doing a show with Jaronism, so we might go and check that out soon. He's doing a call-in debate show with this dude.
I don't. Somebody joined this panel. Mitch was down in chat. Actually, I would love to have a conversation. Mitch is like actually doing activism, like vism and with courts and shit. Like really, he really always has been. He's a fascinating. He's a dick and an asshole or whatever, but he's actually doing what he can do with his limited resources, and that's honorable to me, man.
Yeah, I don't need to keep explaining myself to ignorant fools who don't want to actually understand.
No, it's a waste of breath. It's like that's the whole point. Is like you're on your roll, you're going forward, and you're moving forward, and all of a sudden they start throwing mud, and you feel like the need to engage. You can just keep walking, and whatever, like it'll roll off you.
Well, this is the reality. What people don't understand, I could be wrong, but I doubt I am. God is fulfilling prophecies with us. The new kingdom is here and waiting for mankind to realize, to discover, to create. All the answers are here for all of humanity to prosper, to reform. We can do anything we want, but if we don't want to believe, that's where we stop. But see, I'm literally every.
Oh my God.
Wonder.com.
Oh my God, Goy.
I'm not gonna be a doctor. I knew. And then being up on call 24, I was like, nah, because I might sleep through them. I was like, no. I knew I would never be a doctor. Like, how come you want to be a doctor? I was like, because I'm
every American should focus on that. Okay, Mamdani is a front man running. He has puppet masters behind who are looking to push a certain agenda. It's not about him, you know. The setup have already been put in place. They have a lot of Muslims in. They brought a guy in, Mamdani, who presents himself as a Muslim, you know, whether he's practicing
You
or
sound
not.
like one of these
He
fake
is,
bots
he's
that
brown.
we found out was
He-
over
he-
here
he's
trolling
brown.
America, bro. That's what you sound like, Afrodon. You
I
sound like
sound
one
like
of these
what?
fake ass bots from overseas somewhere, bro.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Okay. So
You
so
saying a
you
bunch of
have
nonsense,
a
dog.
guy. You have a guy. So he's brown. So they've already got somebody like him. This guy on camera, he looks like
How
Mamdani,
much
right?
they paying you in
Who-
India?
who-
Afro?
Mamdani, you know
how much
this.
you get? How much you
You
get?
know
Like
this.
10K?
You know this Mamdani in his name. He has Kwame there. Tell me, Kwame, that is to bring in the black, you know, fake pro-black names. You notice all the fake pro-blacks, their name is Kwame. For whatever reason, they've destroyed that name for Ghanaians. So they have the Muslims in, because I followed the entire thing. You know, I've seen the communities he went to. Those people are going to feel empowered, right? And they are going to start exercising, you know, that primitive 7th century ideology in the 21st century.
This dude's pretty
People are
smart.
about to learn. They're gonna pack the, you know, sidewalks. They're gonna pray there on Fridays. They're gonna make the call of prayer, disturbing the peace, noise pollution. They
Inherently, we have that thought within ourselves, Hafez, as all human beings. The United States, I have an elder brother and an elder sister there, bro. They are more American than they are Kenyan, bro. And I grew up with them. My eldest brother went there in 1997. He was born in 1977, I think 77. He went there in 97, bro. When I talk to him, I'm like, is this Jim? That's his name. Is this Jim?
Good man.
He sounds like a Texan. He's lived in Texas the whole time. He's got a gun. We never had a gun in Kenya.
Yeah, you bring it.
Okay, can I get this? Sorry. Can I just get this out?
Yes,
Look,
sir,
this
bro.
1.5 billion Muslims. Why aren't the world on fire? The fact is that's a layup that's been answered so many times. Apart from the fact that you have to extract the children, the elderly.
I like how the comment he pinned up, it just says, "This is why they hate the Quran. They want to practice homosexuality." That shit's hilarious. Like, what does that have to do with the convo they're having? But yeah, it's just pretty funny that that's pinned.
And the disabled, which would not be part of any militia group. The majority of the Muslim world don't actually believe in their religion. They sort of are half Muslim. They're Muslim light at best. So most of them don't even.
When I hopped on here,
Good.
No. But what I'm trying to tell you is that out of all of these numbers that you're talking about, that why the world isn't on fire is because these types of things exist. But that doesn't actually erode what the text says and what the text preaches. If a Muslim is serious about Islam, they.
So I turned it on at 2 random parts, and it seems pretty anti-Muslim. Now, the thing that the Chaotic Truths did before the show started is he did a whole rant supporting Mamdani so that his audience that disagrees with him would then, call in. Here's our friend Orthodox guy from the Adam Waffen division of the 09A. Let's see what he's got to say.
Yes, it is.
Building
Yes,
yourself
it
up.
is. It actually it is.
So this is what I would say to respond to that. I think I know what you're saying, but it's just on such a and this is not to be condescending
Just
or
missed
anything, but it's like on a low level. Like let's take somebody like
You were
let's take somebody like John Rockefeller or something like that. Hold on, let's use Rockefeller for an example, right? I'm trying to explain it to you.
This dude, due diligence is funny. I think it's funny when he talks.
Give me a chance to explain.
Let him finish, Stanley. Let him go. Go ahead,
So some people will look at Rockefeller and say that he was self-reliant, right? And said that he pulled himself, but it's just not true when you look at the whole scheme of things. But I can see from your aspect of it that like he was a young man that set off, left his parents' house and made a way for himself. But along the way, he had to use an array of different people. He created an array of different companies. So in one sense,
that is literally self-reliant.
But it's not. It's not though, because
it actually
the way society works. No way. Wait, no. The way society works is that no man rules alone and no man builds himself alone.
Then y'all
there is an entire
y'all
society.
Don't get my point.
No, I get your point. You have to work for it.
I
agree
think
with
you do actually.
You have to work for shit. But let's not pretend that there's not a whole array. That's not what most of the motherfuckers come.
No one was going to go there and give it to him. He had to work for it.
But that's not what
that
most
is
of the people
literally my point.
But that's not what most of the people
sitting on your ass is not going to get you ahead.
And
whether
90%
you like
of 90% of
Yo, Neuro, you there? Because this Stanley dude's got his email there. We should maybe get him on the show.
Yeah, I'm just on the other side of the room, so I'm cooking. So I was listening to what's happening, buddy. Yeah, what's his email? I mean, yeah, just send it to me, or one of us should try to get a hold.
JGH. Yeah, I'll type it in the back here. It looks pretty simple enough here. Yeah.
Yeah, my screen is like really grainy because I'm across the room, and
yeah, because he's interesting, like how he talks to these guys.
Well, you
talk about self-motivation. Maybe I should have said self-motivation.
You definitely have to work for shit yourself. You have to put the effort in yourself, right? There is no getting around that.
That's to me, and forgive me, Dennison, when I say pull yourself up by your bootstraps, maybe I should have said self-motivation to satisfy the non.
Wait, Stanley, can I get in? I think
I
Stanley
addressed
is
both
correct.
meetings.
Stanley,
go ahead, you got the floor.
If there is such a thing as pull yourself up by your bootstraps, then it means you got to get up and work. It should not mean that you don't do anything with everyone else. Of course, when you get up and work, you're gonna take your bottles and cans to someone else's store and get the money. Oh, you didn't do it by yourself. I'm just giving analogies.
But Joe,
starting off basic.
Joe,
you kind of hold
Joe
on.
Cool,
You
Joe
cats
Cool.
been going
Don't-
at it.
don't
No,
do
no,
that.
no. I'll do it when you get your shit
Joe
in, Stanley.
Cool. Don't
Stanley,
be a
Stanley,
fool.
can you? I love this shit. Fuck, you just made my day. In fact,
Good
you really
Lord.
did. But I'll still wait. Let me finish. Whatever it is that you do requires help. When you're helping yourself, you still go to someone else.
well,
Well,
hold on.
Stanley, it's not your fucking turn.
No,
Right?
but the
Yeah,
thing
no,
is,
it's not.
I'm not
Okay, it's
saying-
great that it's your
What does
thing. I
pulling
didn't
yourself
ask
up-
what
Look,
you were
this is what-
saying.
Okay,
I didn't ask you shit.
I
Damn.
literally agree
I
with you.
don't care what you literally said. It's not your
Dude,
fucking
you-
turn to speak.
You are
It is
literally.
not your
Oh,
fucking
geez,
turn
get a
to
hold.
speak, Stanley.
Gentlemen, let's calm down.
Joe Cool trolling. He was either sent in to derail the convo or some shit. It's funny.
Like the chaos, but the audience loves when two people talk at the same time. I'm kidding. They absolutely hate it. Stanley, let Joe's got the floor, and then you can have a rebuttal. All right.
What up to you, Joe?
What's that
Welcome
dude?
to
What
the
up,
show.
bro? All right, thanks, YLG. And I'm just saying, whatever you do, pulling yourself by the bootstraps, of course, it means that you have to go somewhere and associate with another person to pull it off. It don't mean doing it alone. The name itself cannot mean what you guys are attributing to it, which means do everything alone. Otherwise, you're not
No, it
pulling
is.
yourself up by your bootstraps.
That's why it's a mocking. It's sarcastic. That's exactly what it means. Is doing things by yourself, because that's impossible, and that's why it was being mocked with the very obvious, physically impossible task of pulling yourself up.
Okay, so I get it.
That's the whole point of the idiom.
Totally agree. What do you think it means now?
Stanley.
It still means the same thing, regardless of how Stanley uses it.
It is Stanley's response. Go ahead, Stanley. You got a response.
All I have to say is I didn't say no man is an island. If I said that, you might have a point. Pull yourself up from your bootstraps might mean going and having a mentor, or, you know, in the Navy, we used to call it hitching your wagon to a rising star. Dude, you do what you need to do. It might involve help. It might asking someone, hey, you know what? You've been where I want to go. Can you help? Of course. It includes being humble sometimes. Of course. I'm no man is an island. I know that. Nothing
Stanley,
to do with pull yourself up.
But he gave you like the history of the phrase.
Okay,
right?
motherfucker, dude, no one on this panel knows history better than me. So don't.
You didn't even let me ask you the question.
Wait,
you didn't even let me ask you the question.
Stanley, for one, I'm gonna say something. I was muted, but you got the floor as soon as I get through. Chuck went and got the way to end this, and I appreciate it, Chuck. Pull yourself up.
Lash out. Although it's probably better to just go ahead and let that person behave in a way that's within their nature and try to.
This is a Mormon guy that hates Rant. Remember they got super triggered when Rant said that Mormons are Freemasons and they came up to troll one day. Yeah. And it's kind of weird that like he shows up exactly with the Landry guy.
Control. Let's overcome and try to get along.
But getting along is a part of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But then what?
We got to figure out, why are we getting along? Why are we putting up with someone's nonsense if we don't have to? Right? Although we live in this realm of cause and effect, and we don't always control who we interact with or what we get to deal with. But the cause and effect, it's true. Compassion and peace, those two are inseparable. When you find compassion with yourself, you find compassion with another, you find a sense of peace that maybe isn't there in the time of freaking out.
Yeah, let me follow up on that point. So have you ever experienced something where you felt like you were invited in a situation that would be conflictive, where someone inviting you to fight with them and you find common ground and you actually make friends and turn that situation into something that would otherwise be
never happened.
very
Don't know what you're talking about.
contentious? No, maybe let me relay that. Have you ever watched a movie where the protagonist and the antagonist?
Well, that's the thing. It happens less with real people. It happens a lot with bitch-made motherfuckers where they're just like, oh, they say a lot of shit off the cuff. And then back, when they get into the heat of the moment, they're just like, yeah, well, maybe not. But yeah, it takes me a lot of stuff to push me to like the edge of like, I would rather something happen to you, or I would rather that I do it myself. That's pretty extreme. I don't know. It would be like very extreme situations to get me there. And I don't think many people in this life have gotten me there. Maybe like a police officer or something, but like, yeah, not like everyday people. No.
having a good time.
Yes. Jeremy, swear it took me all my life to finally humble to that fact. We're not here to suffer through life. We're not here just to survive till next week or next month or whatever. We're here to live. And to live, it's a little dangerous, right? It is dangerous to live because you might get hurt. You might die. But whatever, while we're here.
What? It's dangerous to live. I mean, what choice do you have? Huh?
We are the people alive today who are creating the future.
That's very wise, and especially considering the New Year's. It's 2026. A lot of people are reflecting on the past year, looking for new beginnings. How can we
But they
start
should
out
wait
the
till the
new year
22nd.
with a new mindset? How can we get along better? How can we reach out to our enemies and say, hey, you know what? What we were arguing about was probably pretty petty.
Hey, it's Marty. I saw you in the lobby yesterday.
This is you?
Yeah, the chosen one. It's a nice picture, right?
The Chosen One? Is this a show about Jews?
I'll leave a ticket for you at the box office.
Marty Supreme, rated R.
Yeah, that's another like made for us by us moment right there.
Something intellectual. If you have a kid, you know, like my son, he's gonna be my size. I'm like 5'10", 5'9", 5'10", 175 pounds. If he tell me he wants to be an NFL center or lineman, okay, I'm gonna tell him, hey, you're not gonna be big enough. That's realistic. But any type of intellectual pursuit, you never want to discourage anybody on, especially a child, because they have the most malleability when it comes to their thought processes. The what is it called? The neuro plasticity is very, very has a lot of potential when they're young.
Give me 1 second. Hey Ryan, salute to you, man. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, man, with the extension, man. Positivity is definitely coming your way, guys. Give it up for Ryan with the extension, man. Salute to you, buddy. He says extend the show, and I will.
Thank you, Ryan.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much.
As a Trump supporter, I mean, he's happy with what he saw. He saw these guys shilling for, you know, one side of the political divide, you know, trying to bait people or whatever. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? That guy was pretty happy with what he saw, right? He's like, Trump, yeah, extend show. Let's do this more.
Like, you trying to lose weight?
Yeah, I'm trying to increase my protein intake and vegetables, and I'm gonna stop eating like processed food and drink more water. I'm giving up pop, any type of juice, anything with calorie. I'm not even going. I like water, believe it or not, but I'm not gonna put. I never really drunk like those flavored waters that are 5 calories or 0 calories. I'm just drinking straight water, no sugar. I'm giving away sugar. Period. They say sugar makes you hungry. Like
you go, girl.
I'd say you're missing out if you haven't, man.
No, dude, I love space. Like space exploration is one of the reasons that I love science.
Shaniqua trying to get
Every
down.
person on the history, you got to imagine at some point, certainly every man, maybe not every woman, has looked up in the stars and wondered what's up there. We are the first people to get a camera up there.
Alien Jesus and God are up there with the aliens.
If a woman is thinking about space and not making me a sandwich, I'm gonna be very angry. No, I'm just kidding. I want to be beaten now.
Well, in fact, Artemis 2 is supposed to have a woman and a person of color aboard.
You do know that Artemis was a female Roman goddess. Right?
Forget Artemis, bro, with a female and a black dude. What? Or wait, a colored person. I don't even know what that means. That means they could take me up there.
See, what's interesting? See, what's interesting though is like this guy is supposedly like a neo. Stop. This guy's probably like a neo-Nazi or something, supposedly, but he has no problem talking to like 90% black people on his panel. So I think that's interesting, right?
Right. And the Sean guy's Mexican too. I'm pretty sure Denizen's like a Jew or something. The only legit white guy he seems to have up there might be Chuck and maybe pulling up on Mars, but I don't even know who that is.
Right.
I didn't know where Artemis came
Oh,
from.
come on,
I thought it was
Denizen,
from.
let's not go there.
Y'all
I thought
don't
it was
know
from the Wild
shit.
Wild West.
Artemis, literally the goddess of the hunt.
Throw the
Look it up.
dictionary out the window. Oh,
Wild Wild West. Artemis Gordon and Jim West.
there
Who
you
cares
go.
what words mean?
The master of disguises.
There you
Let's
go.
talk about some factors that make this next moon landing different from the Apollo mission of the late 60s and early 70s. Because typically, the first
This is AR
This is not-
propaganda.
This is not what I thought it was. I thought
Yeah.
this
The
was gonna be
mission that they're talking,
actually-
I've looked into it a bit. They're talking about like 8 stages of refueling and building a base so that they can permanently be there. They're not just trying to go there and touch down. Maybe they'll have to do that first, but their plans include
That's what Artemis
permanent
But the
shit.
people don't stay there though.
Yeah, the people
They
don't say
can't.
we
The
have permanent
infrastructure
access.
stays there. The people get swapped out.
I was about to say, I imagine they're gonna be swapping niggas in and out. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like and that's just NASA's plan. SpaceX plan, like the private plans are much better. Like the Chinese don't really I can't speak on it. The Chinese don't really have a
SpaceX
good
is
plan.
working with the government. Trust me.
They're working.
They are, but they're doing 2 different projects.
Ain't
Artemis
SpaceX
is NASA.
Women, whoever it is that's, pulling the trigger. We got people committing murder because they're following orders. When are we going to address the legal murder in the world? War, cop shootings, right? This advanced whatever special immunity crap that people place on people in positions of
A lot of that
authority.
is acting out of fear. So, not to get back to your main message, but if these people can live without fear, acting in fear, then they might be able to come to a certain understanding where we can all get along. There are people out there that have greedy ambitions. They're looking for a certain end goal. But if we can act without fear, if we can, instead of dropping bombs, talk to people, understand where they're coming from. Why do they have these certain ambitions, goals? Why is Venezuela teaming up with Russia and China?
What are we, right? Are you
Can we
talking to
talk to
us or
them?
to them?
Yeah. Instead of
How do we
dropping
get these
bombs,
conversations right? How do we get these conversations in front of the people that are doing this? How do we get the accountability to be had? That's what
it's
I'm
very, and I think you texted me earlier with that question, and I was a little befuddled to say it.
I know.
It's a very tough question to answer. For me personally, it seems like social media is the only way to contact these people. I'm going a little old school. I'm trying to talk to the people on the streets, and hopefully one of my videos circulates to somebody in power. But actually getting in contact with these people, you have to jump through certain hoops. You got
No,
to
you
go
don't,
through their
Jeremy.
security. It
Jeremy.
almost seems impossible.
No. See, you're not answering the question I asked. You're thinking about it from your path. Yeah,
Yeah.
your path is to go out and talk to the people on the streets, but you don't have the same goal that I do. Apparently. Not yet. Not yet.
Oh no,
But
yeah,
I'm
my goal
encouraging
is
you.
my goal is far different. But yes, I understand.
Okay, but if we had this goal where we thought it was a good idea to intervene in the political bullshit that's going on these days, if we thought that was a good idea, besides the average Joe on the street that we don't know, out of the people we do know, who might who might know a way, right? Mainstream media is a path. There's relatives to people in Congress, in the administration. There's people in position. There's people of wealth. There's people of influence. I've got ideas that, again, I failed to follow through on today. But I've got ideas of more people I'll be reaching out to invite, hey, any interest in trying to help do something that's never been done before? There's always people.
I heard Kill Tony's and good with Trump. You should try and get on the Kill Tony show.
Yeah, that was actually my plan for a while. I'm a big fan of the early Kill Tony days. Loved the first 100 episodes. He did get canceled though, and you saw what happened when he killed Tony, or I should say, Tony Hinchcliffe, when he tried to do his comedy bit addressing the union. They did not take to that very kindly.
Yeah, I like how Jack Talcott's getting pissed at this dude because I think he just met this dude and gave him his number. And now he's like noticing that this dude's just full of shit. He's just a Grace Thorpe simp. So he's likely sent in to troll the show and to just develop a fake relationship with Jack Talcott to see what information he could get from him. So it's interesting. And it looks like Jack's finally noticing that something isn't right.
So approaching these people is a very difficult task, Jack. And if you want to go straight to the top, I admire your ambition, but it's a very difficult task.
Well,
because most of those people at the top only want to hear about money.
So
if you don't have money, it's going to be very difficult.
So you say, I'd rather hear it from them, admittedly. I mean, I hear a lot of people that look like me, work like me, they move like me. They don't have the same power and positions as the people I want to talk to. But what I'm talking about is real life, doing something substantial with our life. Yes, it might be difficult. So what?
That's what's so interesting is that, like, some of the problems that I have in mind in terms of how society operates, it seems like, yeah, I'm not like too keen on getting a bunch of people that are already in positions of power to help me out because they're directly related to the problems, right? But I think some of the issues that I think are crucial, they would have more assistance if people would just acclimate to those ideas that, so it could just be numbers. So I think what we need is new people, normal people, not people in key positions of power. Right? So I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
What else do I have to do? I mean, I can't think of anything more important than trying to bring peace to this world. It's fucking nuts. And it's an emergency, guys. It is an emergency.
But remember what I said. The people that are in control speak money. If you don't have money, they don't listen.
Jeremy. Right. So are you defending them? Is thinking money the right way?
Of course not. No, I'm saying the reality of the situation is
right. Okay. So reality of the situation. To some degree, they think money. And like knowledge test, you would need to make a substantial donation to talk to these human beings, right, Jack? They're human beings, people. Politicians, police, whatever, they're human beings. It's not that hard to have a conversation with human beings or to convince a human being to listen to you. It shouldn't be, but praise God.
Well, it is. Well, the thing is, I'm sorry to disagree, but it is very difficult to have a conversation with decent human beings.
Stop disagreeing, please.
No, when it comes to talking to Trump in Congress, it's a different ballgame. They play a different game.
Have you tried? Have you tried my way?
It literally depends on your angle of approach. It could be very easy. But if you make it complicated in your mind, it's going to be a complicated task.
Okay, so how could it be easy? Please explain.
By like walking up to Trump and finding him in the streets and saying, "Yo, what's up, nigga?" Like,
Or
it's
do
that
you think
simple.
it's that easy?
Or-
we
Can be.
live in a reality where it's just so easy to talk to some guy by
Can be.
walking up to them.
Or I found these ideas because I saw 6 degrees of separation between people who I know and people they know. 3 to 4, between 4 and 6 phone calls from people who knew me. I could speak with whoever was the president. I've been pursuing this goal, that 4 to 6 phone calls, 4 to 6 degrees of separation through the United States Postal Service. Jeremy, dude, we
Yes.
could have some fun if we can get into the Postal Service.
Yes, let's do it, dude.
LaFont Plaza in DC. It's a beautiful building. We could start with the Postal Museum.
And let's create a plan to get in contact with somebody higher up. Not only go to the museum, but actually have a plan to try to
Oh, this
contact.
Jeremy guy.
Like,
This is the
that's what
Jeremy
I
Radio
wanna
Mormon
do.
guy you're talking about. I remember.
I'm
now.
not necessarily I'm not trying to get into power, but I really like what you're trying to do. I'm here to aid, and
Well-
if you got an idea, a plan, I will assist.
Thank you. And Jeremy, thank you. This idea came to me back in 2018. Originally, my focus was just on the Postal Service, but I thought if we could improve the workplace for the hundreds of thousands of employees at the Postal Service.
See, look, they got Thorpe Tube, Ben Thorpe, also Stephen David in the chat. So there's like a lot of the Thrumpers are in the chat. The Thorpers. So yeah, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm noticing. Yeah, it's like all the same Provo people and all that shit. You know, same old, same old.
Right. And Truther Cop, of all people. It's just kind of like really, you know, he's always in a weird place, honestly. So yeah, you got a lot of explaining to do. Truther Cop.
So
we got kids leaving suburban homes, good moms and dads, suburban homes, to go out and be gangster rappers and dope boys. What do you mean? What reality are you in? What reality are you
in reality, you're living in what you see on the internet, man.
No, I'm not on the internet every day. I'm not on the internet every day. I go back to my old neighborhood and adjoining neighborhoods, and these kids don't have those astronaut dreams, bro. I'm not on the internet. Please don't get me confused with
Okay, but I'm talking about you bring up this stripping and drug dealing stuff. That is a very, 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 very small percentage of black people.
No, it's not.
It's small. It's so small that they really should be ignored. This ain't the 80s.
If you ignore them, you ignore almost half the youth, black youth, 25 and under.
Half of the youth are trying to go be drug dealers. So half of the youth
and under.
25
if they're
and
not
under,
drug dealers, they want to be rappers. They want to be hood influencers. Something in the vein, but far removed from freaking astronauts.
I remember this guy, Moses.
Are you serious, man? Come on, man. You're going to try to inject that. And I'm not trying to bring.
I like this guy. The Moses dude is pretty interesting. He's like a Freemason or some shit. He's like, we were chosen to be these people. He's like, you never been chosen for nothing in your life, motherfucker. It's really funny. He's a funny dude. He's like the Dr. Dre of Chaotic Tree.
Yeah, I've not seen this guy before.
I put him in some of my videos that I did because he was really interesting. He's like, you were never chosen. He's like, I got chosen by the fraternities. I got chosen to be leaders and stuff. He's like, nobody would ever choose you. You a punk, essentially. He's talking to other black people, so it's like, interesting. He's like, you just
So
want
this is
to
like
be
a popular influencer.
I don't know how popular it is, but he's very interesting. Like his art, his way of speaking, you could tell Chaotic Truth like highly approves of it. You know?
We was chosen to be Freemasons.
90% of
Those gangsters did.
99% of the black men I know, they all are working jobs, they have children, and they're continuing to try to
Those
grow
are the
in their
ones
career.
you know. Those are the ones
That's what
you
I'm
know.
saying. So where
Hey, salute to your homeboys and salute to them.
okay, so
Salute to
where
'em.
where are all of these gangsters and drug dealers and so where are they at?
Gangster, see, that's because you're
You
trying
gotta
to minimize
go to
it.
the
No,
you gotta go to
you're
the
trying to
projects.
minimize it to gangsters and drug dealers. We're talking about people that just love being in the streets. You can't tag them as gangsters and drug
In the
dealers,
streets
but they
doing
love
what?
being in the streets.
Doing
they love
what?
they love hanging out. They love doing whatever kind of content they can make, fighting content, shooting content. Drug
Bro,
dealers do. You just gonna say
can't
drug
make a
dealers and
living.
gangsters. You don't even.
Everybody
Those
can't
words
make a
are
living.
passe now.
Everybody
Those
can't
words
make a
are
living off
passe
of that.
now. You're older. You got to be older than me saying
So
gangsters
you
and
think
drug
people
dealers.
are making
These guys
livings?
call themselves what do they call them? Drills, spinning a block.
You
Moses,
see how much
before-
you see how
Moses,
many hours a
about
day
suburban kids.
Hold on.
Dante, Moses, before you finish, Moses, I was explaining to Lena, I said, you would be doing a kid a disservice if you sold them to be an astronaut because there's only been 300 astronauts. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but telling some little inner city, she was wondering why there's a school in Chicago, inner city black school, Macy Jamison High School. Macy Jamison is the first black astronaut. She was wondering why the little girls did not say they wanted to be astronauts. And I said, you shouldn't even worry about that because it's not even realistic any damn way. So if they said they wanted to be TikTok stars, hey man, shit, hey, you direct them to that way because more than likely that's the better option than going into some field and getting your heart crushed. I saw a lot of this in college, man. I saw a lot of kids. They were really good in high school because they were lied to about being like a neurosurgeon. They get to college, they go to some state college. They can't even pass the chemistry and math at a state college, let alone get into a medical program that will get you into a neurosurgeon program. So I saw a lot of people who got their hearts broke. You even told the story about your sister's friend that went into the medical field and just couldn't make it. Man, a lot of kids,
had a nervous breakdown, went crazy, ended up on the
I've seen a lot of that too, man. So that's what I was saying earlier. Hey, Stanley, you got to get on camera, bro. So that's what I was saying earlier, man. I was saying that, man, there have been about 1 billion Americans born in 1776.
Bro, was that Stanley from the other show? I wonder if he's on that show right now. If Stanley isn't on that show right now, or whatever, or if there's that Stanley guy, wasn't that guy's name Stanley?
I didn't. I wasn't looking at the screen, but might have been.
Here, hold on. Yeah, his name's Stanley, and he just said, "Stanley, you got to get on the camera." So I feel like that Stanley guy's trying to call into Chaotic Truth now, bro.
Probably.
This shit's funny.
Well, that's the thing is like all the LARPers share each other's shows. Machine, I found the video I was looking for the other day. I found. You and me should review this one.
Yeah, for sure. I got you.
If only for a little bit, and if you want, I could share it on my screen. But since you already got it up, you could just do it from yours because you might. I have a feeling you might want to stop it a lot, but it's only 20 minutes. But you can like 1.25 it, and we can get through it quicker. But this dude is like, and he's like a anti-tech guy, but he's like, well, we have to use the tech because we have no choice. And he's like, it's kind of like a weird like manifesto that he's putting forth, and it's like Jow. It's like Jack Cott if he was a real person essentially. So it's pretty weird. Like this guy, I thought this was very weird and interesting argument this guy was putting forth. Like we don't have to watch the whole thing, but I think like just the first 10 minutes would be. It's very up our alley as far as what we talk about. I think.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep. So the whole time he's got like him working on bikes on the back because I guess he's like a bike shop owner or something. So it's kind of a weird dynamic here. But yeah, I thought you'd find this kind of weird because he reminds me of like Jack Talcott if he was like sane or something.
They come to a hard realization. The concept.
Whoa! That was wild how he did that. He's just gonna be in the corner, like zoomed in. And then you find out he's actually wearing really weird looking glasses. But yeah.
Concept of employment, the very foundation of how we feed our families, may soon become obsolete. Artificial general intelligence is arriving, and it poses a threat to shatter the world's economy as we know it. For me, the terrifying part isn't the technology itself. It's that the overwhelming majority of people appear to be sleeping through the alarm. By the time the world wakes up to this new reality, the doors of opportunity may already be locked. Now, I'm not a tech CEO or an economist. I'm just a bicycle mechanic with a YouTube channel. But that's just exactly the point. We may no longer need experts in the traditional sense when we have AI. Let that sink in. Artificial general intelligence represents what could be the single greatest transformation in human history. We've only got one shot to get it right.
Well, I don't think it's going to lead to an end of experts, right? It's just that people are going to be specialized in a very unique way, right? So, they're going to be even more conditioned by technology, right? He doesn't understand how he's already conditioned by tools being a bicycle mechanic. His entire job is about using tools and, how to apply them and all this stuff. And obviously, this whole concept here, right, that he's talking about that, that anybody is going to be able to use the AI to look up any type of information, right? But obviously, there's still going to be people that are programming the AIs, and those are going to be the new experts, right? It's going to be people that, because not everybody's going to have access to developing an AI system, right? Because not everybody's going to have access to the data centers, right? So it's going to be a different situation here.
For the sake of humanity, this is something we all need to understand better. That is exactly what I intend to do for myself, and I'm bringing you along. Allow me to explain. Part 1, the foundation of failure. If you were to walk into my bike shop right now, the first thing you would notice is the smell. It's a specific, heavy scent, a mixture of old rubber, chain lubricant, and cold steel. To most people, it smells like a workshop. To me, it smells like dignity. You would see me standing here with my filthy hands, wrestling with a bottom bracket that hasn't moved in 20 years. You would see the wheel hanging from the rafters, the rows of tools on the wall, and the clutter of a working life. You would see a blue-collar worker. You would see a man who has chosen a simple, analog life in a small town. And you wouldn't be wrong. On my LinkedIn profile, I'm a bicycle mechanic first, an entrepreneur second, and I have yet to make the update to content creator. Who knows what this work will be called in a few years anyway. Regardless, if you think this shop is just a business or YouTube is a career choice, you may be missing the point. And honestly, for a long time, I did too. It has recently become clear to me that this shop is a survival bunker, and YouTube is my periscope. I see now that I built all of this to protect myself from a realization I had 20 years ago, one that is only now beginning to dawn on the rest of the middle class. It is a truth that I believe will become critically clear to humanity in the next decade. Employment is just an illusion of security.
That was pretty hardcore, I'm not going to lie. That last minute was like just straight bars. I don't know, this guy's like on another level. Like what? Like that last, like he's like this bicycle shop. Like
yeah, I knew you were gonna
like lubricant.
I know you're gonna trip on it. It's really weird, and he admits later that he's using AI to write the script for him. But he's like, "This is an example of like how we're gonna have to adapt." And it's really weird. Like he makes some really like strange like arguments in this video, like very strange.
Yeah, it's crazy because he says this video was created and presented by a real human soul using AI tools. So, that's something I've never done, right? For any of the, I just don't like the feeling, right, of using the AI device or whatever. So I just use a normal search engine, right? And yeah, so but I do know people that have used it. Like obviously Emperor Lorp has used it. And yeah, I don't like the way it writes. It writes in a really dry style, like bullet points and shit. Right? Anytime somebody sends me like an AI written thing, it just looks really fugazi. Right? So it looks really like, I don't know, there's nothing. It definitely doesn't sound like me or Pillator's writings or something like that. Right? So yeah. Our writing is way different than how it sounds in AI. So if you know writers, right, they're not going to write how AI writes, right? It's going to be totally different, right? So it can't reproduce human writing skills at all. That's fairly certain. But still, I'm wondering how he got 150K views. This is pretty crazy, isn't it? This video is extremely viral. But he's only got 14.2K subscribers. Somebody gave him $100 for it. Interesting. There's like there's 2,000 comments. So just a whole sea of comments. So yeah, this is a very interesting video. And his video also looks like it's professionally produced. He's in the corner there. He's got the bike shop. He's got extremely... Because he's got an IRL thing going on where somebody would have to be filming him fixing the bike, and then him talking is a separate thing. And then he would also have to edit that picture into the video. So I'm actually not sure how any of that's done, right? So yeah. I'm just making observations here.
And the tech giants are about to pull back the curtain. But before we get into all of that, a bit of backstory. It took me 5.5 years to get an English degree in creative writing because I liked working at the bike shop more than I liked going to class. Looking back, the writing was on the wall. I never wanted a real job, but the bright light of the American dream had blinded me. And in 2001, I landed a job as a technical writer at a cutting-edge photonics startup, but they put me to work as a research technician developing semiconductor diode lasers for fiber optic networks. I worked in a clean room, aligned optics at a micron-level precision, wore a lab coat, and spoke the language of physics with brilliant people, until the bubble burst. Next came corporate industrial sales. For 6 years, I wore a tie, drove a company car, and crisscrossed the Midwest selling high-purity toxic chemicals to pharmaceutical corporations and biotech startups. I sat in boardrooms with vice presidents and directors selling quality, safety, and reliability. It paid well, and it was the good life of expense accounts and golf, but I always felt like I was playing a part. I did everything the script demands. I got my degree, cut my hair, and got a good job. I bought into the fundamental contract of the 20th century, that if you trade your time and your...
So this guy bought his way into high-end luxury to own a bike shop. So this is basically this dude's history. He went like super corporate and then like decided to drop out of it and become a bike mechanic because he thought that was more sort of rewarding in the long run. But then and then also there's the YouTube channel, and it looks like he is grifting on the YouTube channel because there's $100 donation there. So
loyalty to a corporation, they will in turn provide you with security and dignity. Still, no matter how hard I tried, I could never find my place in that world. And more importantly, neither could anyone else. I decided that if I couldn't earn it through merit, I'd take it with grit. Driven by a desire for autonomy and with more heart than sense, I leveraged myself to the hilt to purchase a wholesale distribution business of my own. I went all in, believing that with enough determination, I could build a life of my own. 18 months later, I was bankrupt, divorced, and God willing, sober. The collapse was total. It wasn't just financial. It was
Yeah, Moontan, you do have a very pleasant voice, honestly. You know, definitely. You would probably narrate like a movie or a documentary or something like that. Definitely.
existential. Standing in the wreckage of my life, stripped of assets and dignity, I began my absolutely soul-sucking 3-year job search that finally ended after I was rejected by a local bike shop for a job as a bicycle mechanic. Failure taught me what success never had. The value of the wage is a capitalist myth. And so I became unemployed. Not because I lacked skills, but because I could no longer see the value proposition. Trading a non-renewable source like time for a small slice of the pie felt like a losing strategy. The only way forward for me was profit, not wages. Ownership, not permission. I needed a system where my labor built something I controlled, not equity for someone else. I rebuilt my life around bicycles because the bicycle is the ultimate machine of human efficiency and
I like the way he thinks. It's like he like went kind of like he went from like cyberpunk to steampunk, and he's like more like it's like an interesting like concept.
Right. Yeah. No. That's why I knew you'd trip on it, because the way he says things, it's like almost kind of what we talk about, specifically you, but it's like a very peculiar. Like he makes some strange arguments. Like right here, he's like, "Well, that's a capitalist myth. So now I want to be an owner," and so he's like, "I don't want to be the bottom of the capitalist slave wage. I want to be at the top of the, or libertarian like ownership over it or something." It's kind of weird. So he's like, I went from like a general capitalist, like a anarcho-capitalist or something. It's kind of weird. Like he's kind of making these strange like arguments.
But but it's wild. He's like the bicycle. I have control over the bicycle, but making equity for somebody else. Like he's like, and then he segues into this thing about how the bicycle is the peak of human efficiency. and he's like, there's no better thing you can be doing than working on a bike. It's literally the epitome of work itself, because it exemplifies human ingenuity, and also it's something that you completely control and can manage, and it's something that you control the pace and when you want to work and what bikes you want to work on and all this type of stuff. And I don't know, it's just very interesting how he's like, I went from something where I get a lot of reward, where I don't control the outcomes, right, to something where I get little reward, where I do control the outcomes, and it's something that's more related to my own drive and sense of like how simplicity is part of the truth about human creativity, and like, because the bicycle represents this truth. Like, holy shit, dude, that was profound.
autonomy. As children, riding a bicycle is our first real taste of it.
And also, it's kind of like giving me the vibe of like Zen and the art of like motorcycle maintenance. It's like he's parroting that line or whatever. But
he or the guy is probably. What's also interesting is that he said he took 5 years to get a English degree, but he's using AI to write the script for him. I think that's very interesting.
He's also got like a funny look. Like he looks like the kind of guy that would wear like windbreakers and shit.
He looks like I know who he looks like to me. I met people who worked at the Lawrence Livermore Labs that had like a Baphomet on their bike. He looks very similar to a guy like that. Like very similar. If he had if he just grew his hair out to a ponytail, basically. So
Right, like yeah,
Like,
you
yo,
gotta-
man, think about Jack Parsons, like he's pretty cool, right? Like, yeah, man.
Agency and freedom. You get out of it what you put in. But more importantly, it was my unfair advantage in a world that is rapidly vaporizing into the cloud. The physical world is one of the few places the algorithms cannot yet fully reach. I fortified my domain here and I became a bike farmer, cultivating value with my own bare hands. Despite some happy accidents along the way, the past decade of living a post-labor lifestyle has
By
been
the
the most
way-
fulfilling part of my
By the
life.
way, this is his third YouTube channel at least. He's got another channel called Bike Farmer. So he just said Bike Farmer, and I was trying to find this video, and that came up. So he's got like 3 different channels at least. So and that one had like a lot of subscribers too. So this guy has like multiple very successful YouTube channels. So
I'm no longer shackled to the capitalist merit system. I've reclaimed my agency. I'm proud of my work. And for the first time in my life, I feel free. Not too bad for a dirtball wrench who couldn't hack it in the boardroom. Recently, my most successful friends have told me I seem to have really figured it out, as if I'm some sort of outlier, which I suppose, looking around, I am. But as I look at the horizon of 2027 and beyond, I realize that my professional past was not just a lesson in failure and results. It feels like a premonition.
I mean, the AI is not going to fix bicycles, dude. Calm the fuck down. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, yeah, people are going to use it to like upgrade their bikes and shit. But I don't know. I don't foreseeably see like people like getting all the, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if anything, people are going to use AI to buy bicycles, not like fix them. I don't know. Or like, does he think bikes are going to go away? I don't understand. You know. But yeah, he's right about AI and how it's going to affect society. Definitely. Oh, whoops. I don't know how I muted it.
We need to talk about what is happening to the labor economy in the age of AI. We appear to be standing on the precipice of a species-level event. The arrival of artificial general intelligence machines that possess the capacity to perform virtually any cognitive task a human can do, but faster, cheaper, and without fatigue, is imminent. This is not science fiction. The timelines have compressed. The smartest engineers in the world are telling us to prepare for this within the next few years. This is not the Industrial Revolution. When the steam engine arrived,
There's also something strangely satisfying about him fixing the bikes. The air and the tools he's, I don't know, it's just like, it's strangely appealing. I don't know.
displaced muscle, but it increased the value of the human mind. It allowed us to move from the fields to the factories, and then from the factories into the offices. We became knowledge workers. We built an entire global economy on the premise that human intelligence is a scarce and valuable commodity. And that was the logic of the information age. He who has the talent wins. But we are crossing.
I feel like certain moves he's doing just to do them. Like he didn't need to hit that handlebar with a hammer there. And I think it's just like, I think he's just doing some of this. Some of these seem like extra moves.
The threshold into the age of intelligence, where knowledge is infinite and talent is automated. We aren't just getting better at computers, the fundamental economic laws of commodity. And that was the logic of the human intelligence is a scarce and valuable commodity. And that was the logic of the information age. He who has the talent wins. But we are crossing the threshold into the age of intelligence, where knowledge is infinite and talent is automated.
Knowledge is infinite and talent is automated. I don't know about that one.
I knew you were gonna trip on that. I was like, he says some weird stuff. It's like he just kind of throws some like metaphysics in there or some shit. It's like, okay, so what are you trying to get at here?
Yeah, I got to go back and take a bite out of that one again because that one was deep.
On the premise that human intelligence is a scarce and valuable commodity. And that was the logic of the information age. He who has the talent wins. But we are crossing the threshold into the age of intelligence, where knowledge is infinite and talent is automated.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Information to intelligence, right? It's not the age of intelligence per se, unless we're just, it's like they had ages that described humans and now there's just ages that describe machines. Like, it doesn't make any sense. All right. Yeah, I mean, if human intelligence is a scarce commodity, right? And that's not even what the information age was using. It was just sort of, using the mass man, right? So it was using sort of averaging, right? The age of information is the age of statistics and all that stuff. The age of norms and planning, as Lowell said, right? And it was technology that was causing that. So, I mean, I don't really see it as.
Do you know about
we all have.
Sorry.
I didn't know you were here, Buddha. Blessings. Yeah, because I'm kind of looking at the video screen here. So here, hold on. Let me switch to the NeuroJack. Yeah, blessings. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, blessings. Do you know about the Chinese room thought experiment? Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, John Cyril, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but that's one of the few good things he brought up. It's just a thought experiment where there's a guy inside this room. He gets this text in Chinese to translate, and then he goes through the dictionary word by word,
right,
letter by letter, and he's like translating it. And then in that room, or a box, he gives it out, and it looks like he's the translator box that people cannot see. It looks like he's actually translating it, but he has no comprehension of what he's doing. It's just going
right.
Yeah. That's kind of like what AI is like. It has no comprehension. Like it's like the Chinese room, the thought experiment. I actually recommend looking that up. Everyone is actually something good to know because that's like a philosophical question and science cannot address.
Yeah, and that's why, as you're saying, talent cannot be automated, right? Saying talent is automated, and that's actually not true. You can tell human talent from machine, and its ability to, reproduce data and information, right? And obviously this has to do with intuitively how you work with the AI system and how it records information from the user, right? So I know that people who use a particular AI tool, after continued use with a particular AI tool, it gets more and more sophisticated because it understands your own, what you're putting into it, right? So that's, sort of different, right? And the more sophisticated the tool is, the more it's able to correspond.
I would say that, when it comes to stuff like art, like in Japan, like I mentioned, there was an episode where there was this wood carver. He wanted to make a dragon in the wood. It was hand chiseled. He prefers to use his hand to chisel the dragon. But the other people, they wanted to automate it or use more advanced tools to make the dragon. He thought that takes out some of the soul from the dragon carving in the wood block, and so he preferred to stick to the traditional methods. And I think there's a lot of truth to that, because when you stick to traditional methods, it's not about pure efficiency, but I think more of your soul goes into the piece of craft or the art. But I think for stuff like efficiency and blah 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 connected in the industrial order, AI does make things that are soulless but very efficient, if that makes sense. So that's the way I see it. Soulless but efficient.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that people are already attuned to stuff that's mass produced, right? They like stuff that's plastic, and wrapped in that, that is mass marketed. okay, they rely on those things already, so they're not looking at man-made products and all that stuff. So they're already conditioned to you know, there's already this skewed version of quantity and quality, because they know that certain things are easier if they're produced by machines, right? So we've accepted the quality, and it's even perverted our taste to a certain extent. There's a perversion of taste, right? So these people that are consuming this AI slop, I mean, they're already conditioned to look at plastic textures and Pixar movies and all this type of stuff. I mean, they already understand and consume fake shit, right? So like, it's no problem for them because they're conditioned. Like 90% of the shit they already look at in commercials and stuff is all like CGI, fake shit, claymation. So I mean, like, nobody really likes classical art, artisanal crafts and shit. Nobody's into that, and people don't think of the the wealth of like preserving like musical instruments and like learning how to play them and shit like that. Like nobody gives a fuck anymore.
I would say that you're right for most people, but not everyone, because there are some people who still like value the traditional arts, just not that many. So, like manga artists, though, to their credit, well, at least most of them, at least it's hand drawn. Manga art. There's a lot of good manga artists. I can actually share one of my favorite manga artists right now.
Right.
If you want to look at him, and so but yeah, I would say that I think the classical painting stuff, a lot of it is money laundering scheme for rich people, but though there are people who want to preserve it like sincerely and authentically. I would say like watercolor paintings and like oil paintings. Yeah, those are better than like CGI crap or like AI crap.
Yeah, you can't mass produce that, and I mean, obviously the AI is a mass produced tool, right? It's just like the extrusion of massive quantities of data, analytics, and AI researchers that all belong to all these research firms, and they're already preconditioned to have it be attuned to certain sorts of creative outlets, and only allow people to go in certain directions with it. So anybody who's using these tools to cultivate art is already filtering their art, through what they wanted you to basically create, because it's like you're only allowed to create certain things because this thing is a byproduct of hundreds and hundreds of hours of research and data mining. So, I mean, you can only assume that it's going to create information in a highly specified fashion, right? So,
yeah, just it mainly see, it's just imitating without any source of inspiration. Like if you use like, what is that called again? Mid, it's like mid something. What's it called? Mid. I was using that a lot. Midjourney, yeah, Midjourney. They're like art styles you can tell it to imitate. Like I don't know, like the art style of or Beach Explorer, or the art style of that Clark guy. Was that? I think it was Clark artist. I forgot the name of that. Yeah, there are a lot of artists that can imitate. Yeah, I think Harry Clark. Yeah,
right.
Clark, like Harry Clark's artwork. His artwork is very good. There are a lot of good illustrators, but the point is, you can imitate all these famous artists, like Van Gogh or whatever. You can tell it make art like this, but it cannot really create its own inspired art style.
Yeah, like you could tell it to make a version of MC Escher in like a different, using different images, but it's just MC Escher, like do it with like ducks and water instead, and I'll make like MC Escher with ducks and water.
Yeah, 100%. And there's no inspiration behind it. It's just, I guess that's kind of like what Twilight says about Archontic. You can only imitate, cannot really create or something. So I would agree with that. Like, you cannot really create a new inspired art style as easily, because there's no inspiration behind it. You know, it's like a Chinese room, basically, like we said. I think there is something behind the inspiration of real artists in the past. You know, like something profound, like when it comes from the, you know, from one's true heart or inspiration, or like it's from solitude, it can like flourish. You know, like the poetry of let me make an example. The poetry of that Basho. You know, Basho. He was very famous in Japan. Basho. Or like the Chinese poets. You know, you can tell him that the AI to write a poem like that, poem like that. But it doesn't have a soul to it. It doesn't like move you or something. Like the poetry of Han Shan or Wang Wei or whatever, or Shangzu cannot really like capture the inspiration. So, yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, that's a whole nother discussion that goes into aesthetics and the massification of the modern industrial world, and art as a commodity. You know what I mean? Art as a social engineering. You know what I mean? That's a real thing. Yeah. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is like Shang Tzu is like, you know, I think it'll be 100 years before AI starts making things like that, because he's literally like, oh, there's like a bird that's like the wind. No, is it a bird? Is it the wind? And it gets up and flies 1,000 miles and shit, and it's like, and he's like talking about bugs talking and turtles and shit, and like, and it's like really weird, odd stuff where, you know, it's almost like Alice in Wonderland or some shit. Like is it gonna be able to write something like Alice in Wonderland? Like
there's actually a book. Sorry for interrupting. There's a book my friend recommended. There's a book my friend recommended from Hindu tradition, Vendetta tradition. It's called Yoga Vasisita, or something. The Yoga Vasisita. Actually, the Persians were some of the ones to translate it first. And but yeah, it has a lot of stuff like Shangzu. I haven't read that one yet, but I do have it in my library and stuff. But I do think like sacred literature or even some poetry from sages or so on, I don't think AI can replicate. I think it's because I'm not a materialist. You know what I mean? Really, it just comes down to whether or not you're a materialist. You know, I'm not a materialist. I do think there is something behind inspiration. That's not purely you know, like just material stuff. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, it really comes down to that. You know, most people are materialists. I would say that like, yeah, I guess in a way, like, I can see like, you know, like collecting artwork, pictures and stuff is better than animation in some ways, because animation is still good, but I would say in some ways there is a great appeal to just reading a manga or just flipping through an art book. You know, I mean, I have several art books. I have Maxfield Parrish. I like his artwork a lot. His artwork is probably my favorite. I can show you some of my favorite artwork now if you're interested and stuff, but you know, that is kind of off topic from this stuff. But I could share my screen and just share some of my favorite artwork and stuff and just talk about it and stuff. But yeah, I know. Yeah, there's a world to art too, and creating art. But it's kind of gay how AI is kind of like you know, it's bad for artists. You know, I have an artistic friend, and he doesn't like how AI is making stuff harder for people. Yeah, it's making life harder for artists.
Yeah, and people will applaud the creations, right? So this is the thing, is like you know, I like what Emperor Lorp does a lot, which is use it to create these controversial images, splice together different figures from pop, from the popular culture, and show like different things. Like the way he does it is really funny. You know, you could use the AI to create images that are not around, like as a sort of graffiti. Yeah, like sort of stealing things like Ronald McDonald and Mickey Mouse, and then creating satanic sort of art with it, or I mean, that's really cool what he does, honestly. But yeah. So we need to.
There's something about solitude within natural scenery, like an uninhabited space, that can help cleanse one's mind, like clouds departing and revealing the sun behind the cloud.
Oh yes, yeah, absolutely.
That is like the source of inspiration, and it's like great ideas do not come from endlessly thinking. They just come from a sharp insight or intuition when the mind is empty of conceptualization. So endless chitter chatter in the mind, chitter chatter in the mind. And the Zen Buddhists call that monkey mind. When the monkey mind is quiet, when the mind is in quiescence, what I mean, it can involve like great artistic inspiration and stuff like. But of course, skills and techniques are important too, of course. But it's not just that. You see what I mean? It's like a balance between skills and technique and inspiration. You know what I mean? It's a balance.
Yeah, that's why it's like, like there's people who are like better poised to create certain shit. Like, it sucks to say this, but people say like adversity is like a cause of creativity. That's overset.
Yeah. Neurojack, can I ask you something? Are you there, Neurojack? Neurojack.
He may not be. He told us to like watch this video, so. But yeah, it seems like he's not. But yeah, so.
No, I'm sorry. I'm here, but I'm not. I just didn't have the. I didn't have the thing near me. So what's up?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you let Dark Lord come on here? He tells me he wants to talk about something regarding Antarctica, something he's discovered. So.
I mean, for the foreseeable future, he's kind of banned from the show. I mean, if he wants to, DM me or something, he can try to get back on. But at the moment, he's got some atonement to work on. So.
We aren't just getting better at computers. The fundamental economic laws appear to be shifting from a scarcity of expertise to an abundance of productivity. Consider the trajectory of my own past lives. The laser technician, that role has been usurped by a robotics capable of micron-level alignment driven by computer vision. The technical writer, large language models can already generate manuals, documentation, and technical copy in seconds. The chemical sales representative, AI agents are already beginning to negotiate supply chains, optimize logistics, and close contracts without human intervention. We are witnessing the systemic erosion of the middle class. The knowledge worker is an endangered species. If your primary economic value is your ability to process information, write code, organize data, or manage mid-level administrative tasks, you are standing on shaky ground. I look at my 4 children who are currently planning their futures, and I feel a profound responsibility to tell them the truth as I see it. The educational system has prepared them for the world of 2025, a world of credentials, resumes, and career paths. That's a world of dwindling value. Sending a child into the job market of the next decade with only a traditional degree and an expectation of guaranteed employment is a much riskier gamble. The concerning reality is that the value of cognitive human labor, in the traditional sense, risks approaching zero. If you sell your time for money, you're entering a competition with an entity that has infinite time, zero cost of living, and an unlimited capacity to learn. It is a race that's impossible to win. This is why I say that many of us are about to become unemployable, just as I had become a decade ago. It likely won't happen overnight. Many experts are saying it will happen slowly and then all at once. Wages will stagnate, hiring will freeze. The middle of the corporate ladder will simply dissolve. And so we are left with a question. If we cannot work for wages, how will we survive? Part 3, the fork in the road. We are facing a civilization.
So, I mean, this whole idea that they're gonna like lay everybody off because the AI is going to cause a social crisis. I mean, that's just not true. Right? I think most people are going to be funneled into like either social programs or like you know, they're going to be trained right with a like sort of a combination of both social programs, right? Social safety nets, right? And then just retrained to work the AI tools, right? And the blowback on society, I mean, it's going to be like, you know, a small percentage of people who are going to end up jobless, but nobody's going to care about them. You know, like somebody else is going to take care of them. Their families are going to take care of them, or they're going to end up homeless. I mean, this is what usually happens. So, I mean,
This there. I think a lot of white collar jobs they are going to leave, like you know, like data entry jobs in accounting or whatever. Those kind of stuff are going to leave, and also there's the issue of H-1Bs. Also, you know, they're trying to make it easier for H-1B. But yeah, AI is kind of a threat for like white collar workers, and you know, there is also, you know, there is a fully automated Taco Bell already too. You know, like they have like coalesce certain arms, you know, that can like grasp things and like make a taco and stuff like that. That stuff is slow. That stuff is slowly growing. But I would say white collar jobs are the biggest problem. They are kind of dying out due to AI and you know H-1Bs, but not all of them. Like financial analysts, there are still need for them. You know what I mean? But yeah, yeah. The thing is that a lot of like programmers and stuff, they're not like super good programmers, and you know, AI kind of like phases out like entry level programmers. The bar goes higher for what employers want. Employers don't even train their employees anymore. You know, they expect you to know everything when you put your foot into the door. And so yeah, the work environment is getting worse, you know, depending on the field. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, but I think they primed a lot of people for it. You know, it's going to be like it's interesting. But like, yeah, I mean, you know, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is that even if most of the jobs are gone, they'll still extend social safety nets, you know, and all this type of stuff. Most people are not going to be in any, you know, like serious trouble or whatever, because I don't think like they're creating AI systems so that they can starve a bunch of people. Why would they be doing that? Or they're probably creating AI systems to create a new, more efficient, more congenial form of enslavement for you, right? Where you won't even notice 10 times worse that, you know, because of all the conveniences and stuff, that you're just totally not enslaved. You know, that's what it's going to be like for most people. They're going to think this AI stuff is like the pinnacle of wealth, and it's going to create tons more jobs. It's going to be sold as creating tons of jobs, you know, most likely. And they're going to say, you can become a AI content creator and make commercials for, you know, for international corporations, and or you know, collect data using AI software, right? And it's going to be like it's going to be 10,000 types of jobs like that are created out of thin air.
Well, they do have one job that's growing a lot, but it's very mundane and pain-inducing, like, and that's called data annotation. My friend does data annotation. Basically, you go through the training data that's used on AI, and you just like make sure the data is good. Like, I don't know, like it's a clean data. Like, there's no grammatical errors here, or that doesn't seem like it was written by AI, and the AI is used to make the algorithm better. You know, that job is growing, you know, but it's very painful because they actually have a timer and they watch you as you work at home. It's remote, but they do watch you and they use a timer when you're working. And
fucking cyber slavery.
Yeah, cyber slavery. Yeah, definitely. there's a new kind of repetitious cyber slavery. That kind of job is growing. We can actually look up YouTube videos on data annotation jobs. I mean, you can look that up, data annotation. It's not really pleasant, but I would also say that, this is more my cynical side, that maybe the elites, the technocratic elites, they want to manufacture a crisis, like a war or whatever, because they normally have like war or like, the 2019 hoax, that meant to signal a transition to a new kind of, new kind of like paradigm or whatever. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's going to be the AI drone wars of 2035.
Yeah. Well, it seems more like it's going to be like 2028 or something at this point. I don't know. Like the tensions are rising again with Israel and Iran again. You know what I mean? Like what Trump is doing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to fight like with people anymore. It's just going to be the people blowing up each other's drones and until you don't have AI systems anymore, and then they just take over your country because you don't have AI drone systems in place.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Foundational fork in the road. The path we choose today will determine the fate of humanity. One potential path, the one we seem to be sleepwalking into, is techno-feudalism. In this scenario, incentivized by our current socioeconomic political systems, the ownership of the new means of production, the AI models, the data centers, the robotics, is concentrated in the hands of a microscopic elite. A handful of trillionaires and corporate sovereigns will own all of the abundance on Earth. They will control the surplus. The rest of us, the former accountants, the former coders, the former truck drivers, would be relegated to a permanent underclass under constant surveillance. We are at risk of becoming digital serfs, scraping by in a hyper-competitive gig economy, servicing the whims of the algorithm, dependent on the benevolence of overlords for our survival. This is a future where you might own nothing. This is a future of limited agency. This authoritarian dystopia is the easy path forward for those currently in power. But there is a second path that leads towards a post-scarcity renaissance. This is the future where we, the people, recognize that the job was never the point of human existence. The point was always freedom. And the job...
Isn't that what you're selling? Isn't that what they're selling, everybody? It's going to be the second option, but you're going to be so reliant on the AI systems or whatever that it's just going to be... Most people are not going to be like... They think, oh, like most people now, they can quit their job, get a different job. Like these people who don't even have a job but are relying on the system, they're not going to be able to quit their job or stop being reliant. It's going to be, yeah, you're going to be totally controlled.
Was merely the tool we use to achieve it. If the machines can solve the problem of productivity, if they generate abundance, it could leave us free to do the things that actually make us human. We could be free to create, to explore, to care for one another.
That's what they're going to sell. They're going to sell hundreds and thousands of jobs that are going to become an AI content creator, right? And hundreds and millions of idiots are going to sit there and make goy slop entertainment, to sell in third world countries that they just took over by installing an AI drone system in there to surveil the population. So they're just going to these people are going to be popping out babies and they're going to be watching AI videos of propaganda that are produced by like whatever, like this is going to be the right? There's going to take over new spaces. Yeah. Anyways.
To build communities and to learn. We could stop working like cogs in a machine and finally use our time to build our own. But this future requires a radical restructuring of our social contract. It requires us to demand a new pro-social political.
They're also going to sell eco-friendly stuff while they do this. So you don't, you totally rely on the system and you don't work, but it's also going to take care of the environment. So these AI smart cities, they're going to be like self-sustainable or whatever. That's going to be the selling point, right? Or whatever. You live in like some sort of eco-utopia. Meanwhile, like, they can do whatever they want, right?
Reality. This is the one and final test of we the people. To manage this economic transition, we must focus on key policy solutions to decouple basic survival from employment, investing heavily in lifelong learning and upskilling programs to transition workers into human-centric fields requiring empathy and complex critical thinking, employing models like worker ownership to ensure the public shares in the productivity gains of automation. And immediately during the transition, we implement a safety net, like a sovereign wealth fund or a universal basic dividend, by reforming the tax code to recover the public investment in building this technology. Let's take a look at how these AI models were built. How does ChatGPT know how to write an essay? How does Midjourney?
Look, it's just like right now. Look, you could work a slave job, right? And or it's like how he said, right? Like you can fix bicycles, right? But you won't be in the inner parts of society. You won't get to go to the golf club, right? But if you work at the firm, you get to go to the golf club, right? You get to have the connections of the higher society. You get to live in a gated community, right? That's just how it's going to be in the new world. If you go along, right? If you want to be a tech slave, you can live in the AI smart city and you barely have to work. Right, and the people that live in the drone surveillance, the drone patrolled surveillance state, they're gonna have to work or die to support the people in the AI smart cities, right? Who go along to get along. They follow all the rules. They go to their clubs. You know what I mean?
Know how to paint a sunset. How does the algorithm know how to diagnose a disease? It knows because it was trained on us without our consent and without compensation. It was trained on the entire history of the internet. It was trained on the blogs you wrote, the photos you uploaded, the forums where you solved problems, your open source code you wrote for free. It was trained on the collective intelligence, creativity, and labor of the human species. In many ways, we are the silent investors in this technology. Our data is the fuel, and our attention is the spark.
Yeah,
so
this
when
dude
we talk about distributing,
yeah, you're right about this dude. Micro expressions, like this dude is kind of weird. Right? He looked like a dude from like the movie Napoleon Dynamite or something like that. Right? Like he could be like in that movie. And yeah,
the wealth generated by AI, we shouldn't view it as charity. I believe we should view it as compensation. To me, this represents a long overdue royalty check. We need a tax code that recognizes this reality. We need to tax the robots and regulate the algorithms, not to punish innovation, but to recapture the value that we helped create. At least for now, much like the COVID stimulus checks.
I mean, you kind of need to start punishing innovation. This is the thing, is like innovation, you can't control it. That's what's getting out of control. And once the AI starts building systems, right, for humans to work inside of, I think we've gone way too far, right? Like he said, it's cutting deals for different resource management for different corporations that are trading on a multinational level. So once it's organizing the human work environment, right, I think we're letting innovation guide us too much, right? We're letting it get ahead of ourselves, right?
Yeah. Also, we are feeding the algorithm to automate ourselves out of our own jobs. So, that's the right. Yeah. The math for neural networks is actually kind of old. It goes back to 1950s, but yeah. They already have something like quantum computers, like let's say DARPA or these people. That's kind of crazy. Like if they're like, that means they have even more advanced stuff that we don't see that's disclosed to us yet. In the DARPA or whatever. And I don't know, like I mean, Brown's boy's friend was saying that they they already have quantum computer, but I'm not sure. But have you seen that video of the Elon Musk robot? Like he was like they claimed he was like it was AI, but actually near the end, it looked like they took off a virtual reality helmet, a visor, and then the robot fell down. So it is kind of true that sometimes they exaggerate, or at least Elon Musk exaggerates his potential capacities. You know what I mean? That maybe that one. That's a lot of his shows are just fake. You know, like that one I'm talking about, and at least Elon Musk is. You know what I'm talking about, or no?
No, I'm not too familiar with this. What exactly is this about?
Yeah, so Elon Musk is a robot. The humanoid robot was doing some things. I think he was like doing DJ stuff or playing with something on the table, and you know he was claiming this is all AI. But near the end of the demonstration, the humanoid robot, it looked like he was taking off a helmet or taking off a virtual reality helmet, and it seemed that that the whole thing was fake. It was like it was someone wearing a helmet and making the robot do this and that. It wasn't actually AI for Elon Musk's demonstration. I can show
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I believe you for sure. You know, honestly, seems crazy. Yeah, honestly, I think he's doing the same thing with Grok, where they're like, oh, it became you know, small mustache man, and they programmed it to do that, and then they're claiming that it decided to do that. You know what I'm saying? So they do other stunts like that.
Yeah,
where they claim that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's then like just the algorithm, at least based on my time with the deep learning networks, they do have a lot of potential for a lot of stuff, but not to the point of like like having their own intentions or having their own personality or like direction. Like they're kind of like, yeah, at least that's what I thought when I was using it. At least that's what I see from what I was doing in my jobs and my education. Or like sometimes the AI is a little bit overblown, at least what we see on the surface. Maybe DARPA or the other guys have more advanced stuff we don't see or something.
Yeah, inevitably. So yeah, let's see how much more of this is left. Looks like not too much more.
This dividend may be the only way to keep the economy functioning.
So Neuro, if you want to turn on something else after this, let us know. I currently have no plan. If I think Avian could show us some of his art. He mentioned that earlier. So I don't know.
If nobody has a job, nobody has any money.
Yeah,
if nobody has any money, nobody can buy the products the robots are making.
Yeah, this video is gonna end as a but yeah, I've been enjoying this video. It's pretty crazy, pretty dense stuff, honestly.
You got the gist of it. I mean, we don't need to dissect it too much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to know what else he says.
Yeah, this is kind of where it gets. This is like the gist. He's like, we need a dividend. We built the AI. The AI, we sacrificed for this AI, so we need to get paid for it. Like we should get paid because we're training it about whatever the fuck So get that thing.
But that's the same thing as like just getting money not to work, and that is what they might. They were like, you all helped build this incredible tool. Here's a bunch of free money to buy AI products created by AI.
Well, and then they act like, well, it's going to be a privilege to have a job. Like people are just going to want to serve and have a job or whatever, which may or may not be true. But the point that I'm trying to get out of it is like he's still just begging because ultimately, like do we have any say whether or not we get a dividend or not? Not really. So you know what I mean? So. It's like either they're going to give it to us or not, but probably not. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely don't think. I don't think that like we can demand it.
Moontan says that would be cool.
Which one?
Like if they just like gave us a bunch of free shit for training the AI.
Well, they should. Well, they definitely should. I mean, his argument's good. It's just like saying that and saying that people should demand it. I mean, like, what power do we have to really demand it ultimately? Like, we're totally dependent upon the system. So, like, how are we going to demand anything from them, essentially? You know.
Falls apart. Now, look,
Right.
I get it. Almost everyone I've spoken to about this immediately says the same thing. Yeah, right. Look into it, though. Many experts agree the economic problems are solvable, but we cannot wait for the government to save us. The gears of democracy grind too slowly. The technology moves at lightning speed. By the time Congress convenes a committee to define AGI, the game could be over. So we must demand a democratic intervention from elected officials immediately while we simultaneously begin building a personal solution. Part 4, the crisis of identity.
What the hell? All right, that's horrifying. All right. All right, let's go back a little bit. I want to see what this point was that he made.
Look into it, though. Many experts agree the economic problems are solvable, but we cannot wait for the government to save us. The gears of democracy grind too slowly. The technology moves at lightning speed. By the time Congress convenes a committee to define AGI, the game could be over. So we must demand a democratic intervention from elected officials immediately while we simultaneously begin building a personal solution.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know if Congress could necessarily stop something like this, you know. But yeah,
Part 4,
they definitely will regulate it. But yeah.
the crisis of identity. We spend a lot of time talking about the economic shift. How will people pay their mortgages or buy groceries when the jobs go away? But losing a livelihood is only half the problem. A deeper, more sinister crisis is the potential loss of human dignity and identity. In our society, what do is often the first question we may ask a stranger. For many, this is how we locate ourselves in the hierarchy and how we understand our value to the tribe. When AI automates the execution of tasks, we risk facing a void of purpose. If a machine can do your job faster and cheaper, the external validation of being necessary evaporates. For many, work is the scaffolding of their life. Remove that structure and things fall apart. When I rebuilt my life following my own existential professional crisis, I didn't do it by clinging to a job title. I did it by focusing on 3 core values: authenticity, creativity, and curiosity. These are the values that allowed me to build a life that the machine will struggle to emulate. These are the tools that bring me freedom and security. First, I embraced authenticity. This isn't just about being real. It's an acceptance of one's true self. It meant taking a hard inventory of my strengths.
It's kind of weird to say that, like a jump cut, highly produced video like that's literally written by AI. Yeah. So it's just like,
yeah, he could be AI too.
I'm authentic. I'm very authentic. So, yeah.
It's a strange video. Like, can you link this video on the private chat? Like, what's the name of the video?
Yeah, it's in there, but I think it's before you came in, so it'll only show some of the private chats. But yeah, here, let me see. This is the one here. But yeah, he does make some good points earlier in the video.
And my weaknesses, my regrets and my passions, my beliefs and my doubts. I had to know exactly what my skills were, and more importantly, what my limitations are. In a world of synthetic perfection, becoming vulnerable to your own fuzzy human edges is paramount. Second, I leaned into curiosity. I didn't just look at the trends in the bicycle market. I became obsessed with the unsolved problems within it. I got curious about what it felt like to be a customer on the other side of the counter. I looked at what others were doing to find success and asked myself, where are the gaps? I went looking for the problems that only I could solve. I needed to leverage my unfair advantage to prop up my future. Finally, I gave myself permission to be creative. I started building a life instead of looking for a way to make a living. Creativity is different for everyone. Some people are artists, some are designers, some are builders. I'm more of a creator. I rebuild unique bicycles and make videos so other people can watch me do it. It's so simple, it's almost silly, but it's mine and I love it. I'm proud of where I am and how I got here. I stopped trying to fit into the existing machine and I built a small machine of my own. The result is that my livelihood is 100% unique to me. It is relatively independent, resilient, and largely unaffected by the wild fluctuations of the broader market. This is the position we need to be in to face the age of intelligence. Because I built this myself based on who I actually am, no corporate restructuring or socioeconomic collapse can easily take it away from me.
That's what is going to become of society. There's going to be a bunch of people that get paid to do like hobbies. And there's going to be like people that, you know, manage the system. And every time part of the system fails, it's going to be a huge crisis. Like for those people. I don't know, like. So, yeah.
Part 5, the exhibition. All right, I know what you're all probably thinking. That's great for you, but what does this all mean for me? And honestly, I'm asking myself these same questions. And the only way I know how to learn something is to
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut it off like that. I was trying to.
Oh no, I thought you were switching to something.
Yeah. I can in a minute, but I didn't mean to cut it off mid sentence.
Yeah, there's no worries.
public exhibition to do exactly that. For 52 weeks, I will release a weekly 12-minute video essay exploring work, labor, and society in the age of intelligence. I want to be very clear about what this is not. This is not another doom and gloom AI channel. I'm not interested in the sky is falling sensationalist rage bait slop that's currently flooding our feeds. I'm not here to scare you for clicks, and I'm certainly not here to sell you a course on how to get rich with ChatGPT. This is an authentic, messy attempt to answer the existential questions we are all facing today, one topic at a time. How will our daily lives actually change? What does it mean to be a human when we are no longer needed as workers? What can be done to protect our families? And importantly, what is the cost of all of this?
All right, more fun games.
Yeah. He's just making money
Part
off
6.
the app from the AI, not. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's funny. But that's pretty much it. I mean, you can watch the rest, but it's basically like him, like, I'm only going to spend 1 hour a week doing this, and if I feel that the environmental impact of me making these videos is too high, then I'll just stop. But I think this is important and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. He's like, I'm not going to greenwash this and pretend that, like, there's no environmental cost to me using the AI and all this stuff. I don't know if you said that already, but basically what he's saying. So it's like really weird. Like, it's like very self-aware. Like, I don't know. Like, I like what he's saying in a lot of ways, but also like it seems very like inorganic, I would say. Like almost like he has a PR rep that's like, okay, here's the talking points, like you need to stick to the script, or I don't know, like, or maybe the AI is our handler now or something. I don't know.
East Asian our tea came back into the circuit. Not only are we problematic as fuck, like from the get, racism, classism, sexism, ageism, nobody's ever sorry. Nobody's ever apologizing. If somebody apologizes on the behalf of any Asian like country or whatever ethnicity, everybody comments and everybody chimes in, sorry, and are like, I'm not sorry. Or at the very least, they're not genuinely apologetic. And it's because, you know, like that girl said, we have an inferiority complex and a superiority complex. We have Napoleon complex, we have imposter syndrome, we feel like we're never gonna belong. And that's why we're so closely knit and competitive with each other. We understand at the same time that there's only limited space and that we want it, but like we don't really support other people getting there because we want it most for ourselves. It's like there's so much insecurity around that belongingness. And then if you stray too far, you know, you date a white guy, marry a guy, God forbid, you have too many white friends, you act too white, all of a sudden you're the other, you're doing too much. And I said it in a previous video, like it really like blows my mind, and I hate it when any Asian, not just East Asian, they're a little too tapped in to the Western, you know, side of their.
The older I get, the more I'm starting to realize that the richer you are, the more of an asshole you become. A couple of weeks ago,
this might be my wokest take, but I think that men invented body count to purposefully suppress women because they were so jealous that women can basically sleep with whoever they want. And to them, being able to sleep with somebody is one of the biggest advantages.
They all talk in
privileges,
the
and
same
pleasures.
cadence. You notice that? Something, something,
Yeah.
something, something,
Yeah.
something, something,
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
something.
That's why I'm saying, like, you gotta, like, TikTok is one of these things, like, I wish I had looked at it a lot sooner, because, like, looking at this now, I'm like, okay, this is very, it's either like a very particular type of person that's getting on here and getting likes and views, or this is like, this is where people are, or this is like very scripted media that's pretending to be organic and it's not, and it's just like selecting a very few amount of people to like get likes and views and stuff. So yeah, it's it seems that all the people that are on here that are getting these kind of views are all educated people. So these are all like very highly educated people that are part of their career is like, I'm going to be an influencer telling other women how they should feel about certain things. And like, if you watch the way she's speaking, this doesn't seem like this is just like something that she thought of like now. So this is like, she's not going off the top of her head. Like, the other girl I think kind of was, but this one is, it definitely seems like she's reading a very particular script that she's written or something.
Life, and they didn't want women to be the ones who get to enjoy that privilege because they know how easy men are. So then they created this narrative under the guise of morality and self-respect so that women would not have the opportunity to live men's personal dreams. This might be my
Forget the male loneliness epidemic. There is a different epidemic that is affecting men in their 30s. I have seen an uptick in married men in their 30s who have been with their wives for 7 to 10 years, who entered into that marriage on the same page in terms of timeline for children. A lot of these couples froze embryos together. And then when the agreed upon timeline comes up, either, oh, this is the time when we are going to start trying for kids, or this is the age where we are actually going to implant these embryos. These men, these married men who have said that they wanted the same things as their wives, say either, 1, I actually don't want kids, or 2, I don't want kids with you. And now their wife.
Everyone who's currently at a very Chinese time in their life, I have a question for you. What was your attitude towards Chinese culture like during 2020, during the pandemic? Because don't think that we have forgotten all the racial slurs that were hurled towards us during that time period.
So I don't know if you can see this on your screen, but like on my screen, she looks like she's heavily medicated. Like her eyes are like extremely glossed over. And she's definitely reading a script, I would say. So yeah, and I'm not picking these videos. I'm actually looking for live streams. So, but I just think it's weird. Like, I have never met an Asian person that said, "Oh, everybody blame C-19 on us" or something. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that happened somewhere else. I don't know, but I've never heard anybody actually feel that all Americans blame like quote unquote Asian people for C-19 or something.
Don't get too real with your colleagues. I'm going to tell you why. And what I mean, don't.
Hey, Dad, in your experience as a landlord, what have you...
Things my husband does that's going to send all the men in my comments into a coma. We've been together for 9 years now, and he writes me a post-it note every day because...
Okay, guys, team meeting. I'm gonna need the Southeast Asians to chill with the inferiority complex towards East Asians, because the other day I was at a party, and this Filipino guy was like, East Asians are the proper Asians, Southeast Asians are ghetto. In the moment, I was like, huh, but you know what? As a Viet, I'm gonna hear what else he has to say. So we heard of the term jungle Asian and fancy Asian. Ali Wong made that joke.
She looks like a Latino.
That's my Chinese...
Well, that's because she's a jungle Asian. She's Vietnamese. No, this is a real thing though. Like this is there's like this animosity between like Chinese, Japanese, and Koreans who don't like each other, and jungle Asian. So like Thai.
It goes deeper than that though, because let me tell you, a lot of Japanese mythology does come from China, like the yokai. In Japanese mythology, they're based on the Chinese Yagoi or something like that. I can send that. But yeah, a lot of the Japanese mythology come from China. But that doesn't mean the Japanese are inferior or whatever. I'm just saying that. And yeah, I remember once coming across a Japanese guy. He got very pissed when someone told him that Go, the game Go with the black and white stones. I actually played that a lot when I was younger. He got pissed when he said that came from China and stuff, but it did come from China. Go, the Koreans call it Baduk, and the Chinese call it I forgot what they call it, but the Go or I think Japanese call it Ego or something. But that game though, I like it more than chess. So like I do recommend playing that game sometimes. It can be pretty fun. Like it's a very complex game though. Like Go. Like if you want to get good at it. Have you ever played Go, Neurojack, or not really?
What is it called?
Go. Go.
No, I haven't. No, that's something that only a person whiter than me would do. That's white, but no, I haven't played that.
Yeah, it's actually easy to learn, but it's very hard to get good at. Basically you play with black and white stones. You're trying to capture the stones. You're trying to capture the territory of the board. I think they play on a 9x9 board a lot of times, or was it 18x18? I forgot. But they actually make money in it. Like in East Asia, they have tournaments involving Korea, Japan, China, and even I think some Vietnamese. They go and
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I did play that like when I was a really young kid, like in my teens or something. But I didn't know what it was. Like someone in my family just had it, and they probably mentioned it to me. It was like a board with like stones. Yeah. But I only know what you're talking about because I went by this place that was like a Go club in Japantown or something, and it had like all those boards there. I was like, oh, this is a Japanese game or something, but or whatever it is, I don't know. But
yeah, I come from China. It was considered one of the 4 arts, like calligraphy, Go, and the Guqian was another one of the arts. But yeah, the education in the past in ancient China with their bureaucratic system, it was more integrated than our modern education, which is all about specialization. The education in the past was more like being well-rounded in the arts, the poetry, and modern affairs. And they would also play Go as a way for self-refinement, being cultured gentlemen and stuff like that. Like it is a fun game though. Chess also has like ancient, like origins. Chess and Go. These board games, they weren't always like just for pure entertainment. There's always some kind of esoteric meaning behind them. Like Snakes and Ladders was originally a game from India about reincarnation. That was about Snakes and Ladders was about reincarnation.
How about Shoots and Ladders?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to show you. So I've been meaning to do this for a while, so I'm going to show you guys this. So I'm going to show you guys some TikTok lives. I couldn't remember how. It was right there in front of me, and I'd never looked at it on a desktop before, but I can't really like reduce the volume or something, so it's gonna be really loud. So just try to speak over it, and I'll try to like pause it or something because I don't know how to like mute the. I don't know how to change the audio on these lives, but I want to show you guys a few lives. So let me just show you guys this. You guys need to see this.
Midnight Rush and Bad Angel, man.
It's literally clear as day. Like all like she has,
And
I'm sure
she
has-
passed away.
and she received nothing. She passed away.
Yeah,
like
but
a-
did
a-
she
like
did she win her
111.
cases?
I'm sorry.
Already adapted to it survive. Everybody who hasn't already adapted to it dies. Okay? You know, think about it this way. You have like let's say you have like a species of a frog where half of them
Or against the Constitution, but they don't actually care about the principles outlined. They just see it as a tool in order to effectuate whatever they want. If the
So-
tool is not subservient
So you
to
see the
their
fear report.
needs,
MAGA
then
is against
construct
the
is
Constitution.
not
So
justified
almost
under their
every one
eyes.
of these
It's just
channels
really,
that's
really
political
existent.
is like trying to rage
But
bait.
nonetheless,
It's like let's rage
this
bait
is
and
where
get
we're at
people up,
today.
and then as soon as people disagree, they like have like
What's
10
up?
people dog pile
I
up. And,
just
like,
tuned in for like the last 3 seconds. It sounds like you're talking about Democrats.
Democrats and Republicans, right? I think this is a very, very intricate type of argument, but yeah.
So you like Trump?
No,
Oh, poor guy.
no, I think
You, not
he's
him.
I think he's trying to attack and undermine the institution of a constitutional republic as a whole.
How?
Sure.
One at a time. I don't need a whole laundry list. We'll go one at a time.
Sure, I'd say by trying to send in the National Guard where there is no criminal emergency or the state hasn't consented to it is diminishing the rights of the states.
Okay, so
He doesn't have
what
the
about the
authority to
people
do
that are
to do that.
under the Insurrection Act? He does.
Yeah, but the Insurrection Act hasn't been justified in order to give
In
him that
Illinois.
much. Nope, it hasn't.
Yeah. In Illinois, yeah.
No, it literally hasn't. Trump v. Illinois of 2025 said that he does not have the constitutional authority. To
Yeah,
go
I
there
know, I
or
know,
the
I just said
statutory-
that.
Yeah.
I just said that.
Same thing with with Newsom v. Trump of 2025 too, when an injunction was affirmed from the higher court inside the Ninth Circuit. Same thing. Seems
And
that
what did they say? What did that could say?
the circuit, if I remember correctly, the circuit outlined that Trump cannot rely on his constitutional Article 2 inherent powers to deploy the military where there is no emergency present.
But
This is probably one of my least controversial prompts ever. The least controversial.
What the fuck is this? Wait, this is the real America. Jew, Christian, and basketball playing black dude. There's no Indian, there's no Muslim, there's no some blue flag. I don't know. But yeah, this is what it says.
You hate, and I don't hate, and
I
I
do.
don't. I really don't. I think people confused like me being honest with hate, which doesn't make any sense to me, at least.
What the fuck? This is America. So is he saying positive to this, or is this a bad thing?
I feel like a lot of people in this country, like they like lie and they kind of like try to make everything seem like it just all works when it really doesn't.
And why does a Christian guy look Jewish? And they, I don't
What
understand.
kind of question is that?
All right. Welcome to the panel. You Mardell, let us know who you your age and who you voting for.
What?
Umar? Oh, good. I'm gonna drop
Umar.
I can't. All right, so yeah, welcome to the panel, y'all. Let's get a conversation going. And tap the screen, share the live, show some love. This shit crazy. Green lady.
I
I'm still happy I voted for my man.
Oh well, that's good then. That's good. I'm glad you stand by.
Yeah. Anybody
Yeah,
feel
I
to
feel
debate
much
about that?
safer. I feel much safer.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, you do?
More people are going to be there at the end of the year. So that's just the list that I know is going to be there.
You hear me, twin?
What's that?
Aubrey and Caitlin too.
Aubrey, Caitlin, yeah, so many people. Brooke, I didn't even count Brooke. Like, come on, there's so many people already just going. I'm so excited for us to happen.
I even had those Jewish sisters. They even messaged me. They're like, "Why does Gracie have that girl on her panel?"
That's not a girl. It's not a girl.
Or whatever.
That
So,
that man.
Man.
That
Yeah,
thing.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what's
That
over here, dude.
that abomination.
These guys.
He was like, "Oh, all right, I'll give you a follow." I'm like, "Oh my god, please don't."
How
Hey,
do we
Reb.
get on this?
It's like,
hey,
what's up,
I
Curly? How
had
you
to
feel about
open
it?
up messages
I
with
feel
this
like-
thing just to block it.
It really depends on what's your goal. Have the most people or have the most comfortable living.
I'm saying, like, for our future, what's going to shape it more? Engineers or doctors?
Oh, if we're starting right now, then doctors probably matter more than engineers.
Yeah, because they're gonna fucking kill us all white people off.
Yeah, I disagree. I think doctors are scum. I think maybe 10% of the time they perform life-saving care, and the rest is just pushing harmful medications and harmful procedures that don't actually benefit the patient and only line their pockets.
I think
I mean,
that's
I'm
more of
speaking
a
as someone who
structural
literally
problem than-
relies on doctors to keep living. Since I'm
As a
transplant
professional,
patient,
I think it's just the
engineers are
niggers.
more important.
I just think it's
An
the
en-
niggers. I
Reinhard.
don't think it's the doctors and engineers. I just think it.
Yeah,
When I
you're
was-
cutting
can't be
off Chris.
saying-
Go ahead,
When I
Chris.
was in the
If
hospital,
one of these things stop existing right now, then we already have the buildings that the engineers made.
Yeah.
But we don't have any of the medicine that a pharmacy is going to synthesize. So like no
I mean,
Advil is
most
getting
people will
created
still
or-
be at the same level. will
because
still
doctors make
perform at the
something that
same
we
level they already did.
consume. Engineers make something that lasts.
Well, you're
I mean,
talking
most
about like
people
a
don't even
pharmaceutical
go
engineer.
to doctors.
That gets I say pharmaceutical engineers.
It's the medicine. Tracy Lawrence.
I don't know who that is.
He's a country
Pay me a Birmingham.
Pay me a Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
Sticks and stones ain't all that makes a home.
He's an outstanding individual.
This is our brown color fresh.
What the hell?
Okay.
On the internet. Some I don't think you can, because some I think are I don't know, like if the
I had
United
blocked
States
this
will
guy
block it.
because
For
they
some
had a
reason
bunch
they
of
do
communists
block
in there that were
certain
like
Haitian.
crazy.
Hold on.
But I started talking shit about Trotsky and stuff.
Sorry,
and
I might be good.
I might be good
over here.
saying
yeah,
that,
but
I'm the third
oh, okay. I can DM you some later, but yeah,
So
there is.
this is a gay-
there is
a
Haitian
gay
local news stuff,
communist
but, like,
Haitian
they're
guy
not, even if you look on their like news
born in
networks, they're not
America
constantly just talking about violence all
saying
the
that,
time. They
like,
talk
all
about normal
brown
things
people
too. They
should,
will
like,
talk
team
about
up
the
and,
weather.
like,
They
kill
will talk
white
about like traffic that is going on today. Like very normal things that other news networks will talk about. They will talk about politics. They'll talk about things that's going on politically. They'll talk about the economy. They'll talk about any exchange. They'll talk about the market. Like it's not always just them focusing on the violence. They do talk about like the violence that does go on and when people are being displaced, but it's not like
up.
You're huge.
All these Zayos, like you're trying to weak.
You're a
weak
large
Iran.
Moroccan woman. You hear that?
Wait, who's
You guys are
That's
trying to
what
weak
you are.
Iran. It's not gonna happen, bro.
Dude,
Iran is not like
Iran is on
Syria.
its last
Iran
leg,
is
my
not
guy.
like Lebanon. Okay.
Iran is on its last leg, my guy. I don't know.
No,
what
it's
to tell you.
not. Iran is gonna win. Iran is gonna win, and basically there will be no such thing as Israel anymore.
That's what
Israel
they
will
said
be
in the
gone in 1 to 2 years. There will be no such thing as Israel. There will be only Palestine.
This guy's awesome.
Yeah, he is awesome.
People
Yeah.
can stay, but there will be no such thing as Israel.
Yeah, that's a pipe dream.
Yeah, why do Muslims in North Africa do FGM at the highest rates in the
do
rural
FGM, you
entire
liar.
world?
By
No,
the
what
way,
are
what
you
do you
talking?
know
No,
about
shut
FGM?
up. You're disgusting.
You don't
Oh my
have
god.
You guys can do whatever the fuck you want. You know the
what do
atrocities
you
you
know?
guys cause.
Right,
The atrocities you guys cause. Nobody's gonna forget
Right.
that.
They could do whatever the fuck they want.
Doing that in your
That's
Muslim
funny.
Africa, but
Wow,
what?
that was
You know what? I don't.
that's being
Can you
very
drop some
rude.
people? Can you
It's
drop
a
some
little,
people?
it's a little much, huh? It's a little
Yeah, drop
much,
some
huh?
people. Drop some
Well,
people.
that's the thing. I want. So, like, let's
Y'all
do
are
this.
descended from Ham, and it's evident.
For the sake,
You're descended from Ham. You hear that?
I'm letting you guys
Yikes,
know
Moontan.
there will be no such thing as fucking
I can't
Zionism.
imagine
There will
something
be
like
no
that.
such
That's
thing as Israel.
true barbarism.
American person, has an accent. Like,
What the fuck?
Step
Like
up to me one more time. You're a
cutting
descendant from Ham.
clits?
What
Like
about it?
hell no.
All right, let's do this. All right, let's do this. Flower. I'm gonna call you Flower.
Yeah.
Okay, Flower. Fantastic. Okay, you said you're from Morocco. You said you don't like that Israel unalives kids and this thing and the next. Look, I don't think anybody actually likes innocent people getting unalived, especially kids. But you do know that a war was going on. Like, you know what Hamas
Okay,
did
that-
on October 7th, right?
Okay, but doesn't have Israel. Okay, go after Hamas. Okay, has the best
They were.
like military intelligence. Okay, they unalived the leader of the Iranian group. What's
You
his
mean
name again?
you mean Hassan Nasrallah, Hezbollah?
Yeah, they did that with and he was in where was he? Like no, the one in Qatar.
Oh no, but they didn't. They got the son of Hamas's leadership. In
Yeah,
Qatar.
okay, they did that
Uh-huh.
one shot. Okay, why didn't they do that with Hamas?
So that's a good question. I can answer that for you if you bear with me. But hold on, let me explain to her what happened in Gaza. For years, Israel thought that they had pacified Hamas, that they created a status quo that was, doable and tenable, and that
Good. We are talking about Luigi M. We're not going to say his full name. Do you know who that is?
The hottest man on earth. I got you.
Oh my god. Okay, so this is exactly why I brought this up. What do you think about him?
In what terms? What he did,
The
or
first thing you
him
said was
specifically?
the hottest man on earth. So that's your first thought.
Yeah, he's very attractive. I cannot help with it.
Okay, so if a black man committed murder, do you think the world would be calling him hot and worshiping him, or no?
Yeah, if that black man was that hot and
Okay,
he
so that's not true. Ma'am, that is not true. When black men commit serious crimes, they are thugs and criminals in the media. Luigi Mangione has a Princeton degree and a tiny ass 4-pack, and suddenly he's God's gift to man. There is absolutely a difference in how the media covers black
muted
people
her
who
and
want to
talked
lie
over her. That's
versus
funny.
white people who want to lie. And people are fetishizing the fuck out of a schmurderer. You wouldn't do that if you were a black man. You wouldn't be fetishizing the fuck out of a schmurderer.
So I'm not talking about the media. I'm talking about myself.
Right.
Okay. You asking me?
She's like
or you
me. I
asking
like
the
them.
media.
Is that literally just a little girl? Like,
The
fuck?
media or me for
Well, her name is Farah Muhammad, so I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like it's some little Pakistani girl,
You
honestly.
asking me or the media? Because I don't care what other people
I think
think.
it's
I'm
based,
talking about
though,
me
like-
here.
It's just funny
Okay.
to see like two women
The
fighting
person
over
that
like
hot, they're hot, they're
this
bad.
murderer or that murderer.
Educational space. If you don't want to learn, why are you here?
Oh.
What is happening? Are you okay?
This is an educational space. If you don't want to learn, you can leave.
Oh.
I'm trying to educate
You
you.
asking me question. You're asking me a question. I'm answering it.
Yeah, this Pakistani girl's trolling, but
Talking
she's on
about
point.
What? You can talk, honey. I don't mind it. I'm not talking about the media or the people. I don't care.
I'm the host. So here's the thing.
Jesus.
You need to understand that black men in this country are not treated the same as white men, especially when they commit crimes. When a black man commits a crime, it's a meme, it's a clip, it turns even into a song. What Luigi did, he had no right to
Well,
do.
this is hilarious. Dude.
He had no right. You don't, when someone fucks you over, you don't just go pew pew them in the street. That is not how shit works. And people
So,
are celebrating.
what's
the
your problem
thing.
again?
What?
You have a problem with Luigi appealing the CEO, or because the media liked him and portrayed him as a good?
Both.
Problem.
Both.
Okay, why? That's your problem. I don't have a problem with that man. Okay.
You don't have a problem.
Zero problem.
What race are you? Are you black or no?
Yeah, I'm black
That's not a black person.
from West Africa.
West Africa. Oh.
All right, that clocks because a black American probably
could
would
still
not
be an
talk about
Indian.
how they think Luigi Mangione is hot. So yeah.
There's a lot of Indians from West Africa.
That makes sense.
He is hot. He's gorgeous.
Can you name another man with a unibrow that you find attractive other than him?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. My ex. He had a unibrowns, browns, and he was very cute.
I've just never heard a female state that a man with a unibrow is the hottest man on earth until
Yeah,
the
he's
media has
hot.
decided to prop him up on a pedestal.
Objectively attractive. Objective.
No, he's Eurocentrically attractive. Yeah, where are you from in West Africa? Where did you say Nigeria? Where?
Godmother. I said.
Drop. Where are you from?
I'm from Mauritania, and
Okay.
you keep muting me, and you're mad because I think he's hot, and that's your problem, girl. Deal with it.
Okay, I was trying to educate you, but you don't want to learn.
You don't educate anyone. You're ignorant. Period.
Ma'am,
Bye bye.
every day I help DV survivors.
Yeah, and you're jealous.
Oh.
In yourself. So.
Ma'am,
Exactly.
jealous
You're
of
so
what?
miserable.
Jealous
Miserable.
of what?
Miserable.
What? Wait, hold on. What am I jealous of?
It's not just about looks. Also, does he deserve that PPU?
Ma'am, what do you do for
I don't know
work?
why you defending a white man. I don't know why you defending a rich billionaire white man, low key. I don't give a shit about that CEO. No, you care about justice and stuff and try to make it a victim thing. It's not even
Right.
about you.
Exactly.
It's
It's
not
real
about
smart
us.
as fuck, man. I like
Okay,
this
so
girl.
I
Hell,
asked you to answer a question, not attack my personality.
Oh.
No, you just condescending as fuck.
You're saying I'm
Is she from the
condescending.
USA?
Okay? You're condescending.
Is Farha USA or African?
I'm African, sir. You have a problem with it?
You live in Africa?
Oh, she just is very.
No, I live in America.
Very
Oh, hell
like
no.
no serves it no seasoning. Let's put it that way. Okay. Let's go to Nick. How are you, Nick?
Yo, what up?
I think fair is right.
What the hell, bro? You're weird.
No.
Period.
Right.
Introduce you. Okay, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, obviously what he did was very unacceptable. You don't just go and do that to someone. What you say?
I couldn't bother. I'm not defending billionaires. Never,
Wasn't
ever.
even a billionaire.
Damn.
I'm not defending these rich white people that fucks up everyone.
No one's asking to defend them. We just don't think that if you're angry with someone, you have the right to just go pew pew them because you're mad.
Yeah, but see, this
That's
this
not
black
how
woman's like literally
civil
saying like,
society
well,
works.
we shouldn't
And
have the right to
clearly
go
you're
and, like,
triggered, ma'am. Maybe you're someone who's low income yourself, and you're triggered by the word billionaire.
Does that matter anyways?
Yeah, are you? It
look.
seems like she is triggered by it.
She seemed no. You.
No,
seem
I hate
triggered.
billionaires. You love them? That's shit on you.
I don't.
And how's low income is a bad thing? You
I
talking
never
as a
said
black
it's a
woman?
bad
How's that
thing.
bad thing?
I
You're
don't
just
give a-
triggered because they got money and you're poor. That's what you're trying to imply. See?
You have money.
Be consistent in your ethics.
You have money.
I'm medium. I'm medium. I'm not rich and I'm not poor.
Okay, so you're
I
jealous.
eat,
You're
I
telling
sleep.
me I'm jealous, but you're jealous.
Look, y'all. Look.
I will never defend a white billionaire, but I will never condone someone being like, well, I'm
I'm
mad,
jealous
so
one.
I'm gonna go just pew somebody. Like, what the fuck?
But like,
That you learn that
If
in
it happens, it
kindergarten. Two
happens.
wrongs don't make a right.
I don't know. People get unalived every day.
But you notice they're like, you're weird for
I'm
having
aware
that.
that people get unalived every day.
This is the most entertaining thing we
What
clicked
I'm
on so
saying
far,
is
honestly.
that it's not
Yeah,
ethical.
it's funny as fuck.
Just
I'm
like
telling
it
you,
is
there's some good
with
shit
on
on
the
here.
street when you got beef with
You
somebody
gotta
and you
sort
pew
through a
them.
lot of shit.
I don't care what the scenario is. Why are we
And what the drug
fetishizing this
companies are
white
doing.
boy?
It's
who
just funny,
is
like a black
murderer?
person's like, you can't break the
Why?
law.
Fair
And
enough.
she's like, well, I
But,
think he's
like,
hot. And she's like,
lots of
you
people
can't
are
think he's
acting
hot.
unethical. You don't just make a lie about it.
I understand,
really
but
fun.
this
It's
I'm
actually
making
very
a
fun.
live about fetishization of white serial unalivers and schmurderers, because it's true. Look at the shows, Dahmer. Look at all this stuff.
That's
If those
No
were-
one fetishized
if
that
those were
shit.
But it's
black
not
men,
about white.
if those were
unalivers,
black
it's
men,
about-
they
He's
would
making
be
it all
black
about race.
criminals and
So
they
I
wouldn't
said,
be
it's
sexist.
fetishization of black
Oh
killers,
my
okay? I want to join the
And
panel.
these
I don't
drug
think I can
companies,
if
they
you here at the same time.
they put
Smug.
people on pills for life.
You have to say schmug.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
don't
whatever.
kill
The
someone.
companies that
Look
make
at TikTok.
medications that people are reliant on, and then they have to pay like every week to get more of it for the rest of their life with no plan to get off of it. That's definitely not ethical either.
Yeah, it's not, but it doesn't give you. It's still not the right to pew someone.
So why don't you make a live about that?
No,
Because
because
that's not her point.
I'm a black woman and I notice.
Okay.
I
Okay.
notice- The Waco, Texas guy was seen as very attractive. Charismatic, attractive white men who commit crimes are celebrated. And if you can't see that, get the fuck off my panel.
Who's even a billionaire here?
I
I don't get
mean,
it.
I'm not gonna stick around anyway, but
It's weird. Like, what does she want? She want people to
Yeah.
praise black murderers and shit. I don't
Seriously, get
understand.
off my panel. If
Anyway,
you-
I'm not jealous because they're rich. I just hate them because they kill people. You don't want to see
No,
that?
they
That's your
don't.
problem. Yeah, billionaires kill people. The way they
No, they
get
don't.
rich.
We're aware. It doesn't. Two wrongs don't make a
People,
right.
So get the idea through that sturdy head, okay? Get that right.
Why are you
Not
so
because
rude?
they're rich.
Why are you rude?
Because you're condescending seriously.
No, but
You
like
just talk
my
like a
voice,
cunt.
this is my natural voice. So if you feel like I'm
It's
condescending,
not about
then
your voice.
maybe-
No one gives a shit about your voice. It's just the way you talk.
You just said no one cares about your
Seriously.
voice. It's the
And
way you
muting
talk.
and muting people does not make you right. It just make you like look insecure. even more.
So again, you're talking about me for about 15 minutes now. Would you like to talk about the prompt, or would you continue to insult me?
I said what I said.
Ah,
Luigi is cute.
she whooped her ass.
You like it
over
or you
the
don't like it.
debate,
That's
and she
up to
can't handle
you.
it.
It's not.
And
it's
I don't
sad.
sympathize with CEOs. I don't.
Especially coming from an
I really
African
don't
woman, that is so sad. Okay, so
I don't. Yeah, he's cute. Why
Hey,
you nugging on that?
Great.
Why
do
you so mad at me
It's
finding him
fine.
cute?
It's fine. You're not gonna understand. Do you think television and movies glorify white men who are serial unalivers?
Yeah. Yeah. See?
What's the
He's trying to
difference?
make a narrative.
What?
No, I don't see. He's not a serial killer. Give some context in stuff before
Ma'am,
judging
I'm
them.
fully aware that he's not a serial unaliver. I was trying to put schmurderer and I kept putting red line under it, so I didn't do that and said serial unalivers. I understand he schmurdered one person.
He's not even serial killer. Okay, that's a false fallacy then.
That
because you're
question
comparing
is
two
not
different
about
contexts.
Luigi. Oh my God, can you read? Not every question is about Luigi.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Confused
God.
as hell.
Yeah, because not every single question is about Luigi. I added another one in my lives. Not every single question is about the same thing.
Yeah,
I
these
added
like
another thing about serial unalivers because
these
I
chicks
don't
are
think
really
white
smart.
murderers
Honestly,
are as
these
fetishized
North
as
African
serial
chicks,
unalivers.
Yep.
they're
I'm
smart as
fully
fuck. Like
aware-
they don't
I'm
fuck
fully
around.
aware Luigi is
They're
not
really
a serial
smart people,
unaliver. You just can't.
Yeah,
run
they're
from
like fucking.
Yeah, and fuck them.
Yeah, they know
That's
French
my
and shit.
opinion about the
Right?
serial unalivers. Fuck them. And
They're
fuck the media
crazy.
that glorify them. So what?
You could tell by her accent she could
You
speak
say
French and all
fuck
this
the
shit.
people. Hold on, you say fuck the people who glorify them, but you glorify a little skinny white boy who murders.
Yeah, because I distinguish. So he's jacked and he's hot and he's not those serial killers. That's what context matters.
Ma'am, I'm aware he's not a serial killer.
Needs cognitive
I am
abilities.
aware. Oh my god, you're so annoying. Nick, do you want to say anything? I'm fully aware he's not a serial unaliver. I just put that additional question. She doesn't seem to get that.
Weird.
She's weird.
And you're just
I
jealous of
totally
him,
got
so
it.
shut up.
She's weird.
Anyway,
You're in jail. Why would I have a choice?
girl, just get them some therapy. It's good for you. I can give you a
Why would I be
recommendation.
jealous of someone in jail?
Yeah, she's muted and blocked.
Weird.
That was weird. She's like, get some therapy. I'm like,
Wow.
I've been in therapy for over 20 years.
Wow.
And what I can tell, like, is when someone has some personal shit going on and they bring it to a panel.
Damn.
Ew, God, see, she got her.
Yeah, she was like way too.
She got this bitch so
She
riled
pinned
up.
her. She said, "You're 20 years in therapy."
thing is,
She's like,
like,
"You're."
I don't
She's
think
like, "You
she
need to
was
go back to therapy, straight up."
Look at this girl's bed. She's got an
Sure, I don't know.
inhaler.
I
She's
just
got a
consider anyone
laptop.
who
She's got
talks
like.
about woke.
She's
No,
got
so
like,
woke literally
2
was a
deodorant
term created
bars
by
on the
African
thing.
Americans during the civil rights movement about like about being aware to racial injustices in the system. So there's nothing wrong with being woke. It just means that you are aware that there.
As you guys know, making the changes are in their favor. You know.
Right. Yep, I agree.
Wow.
Hey, thanks, man. Throw me a follow and come back. I appreciate the conversation.
All right.
See you, man.
And Donnie
If you guys are new here, up at the top left, throw me a follow so you can come back. If you want to join the conversation, hit the request button. I'll get to you guys as soon as I can. It doesn't tell me how long you guys have been waiting in here, so
This sounds like a J.
I'm in the order in which it tells me to bring you up.
Probably is. I'm pretty sure. Trump.
Hey,
was
what's up? What do you think about the
lazy
prompt
from
here?
a month ago, debate me, MAGA only.
Well, I've been listening to what you've been saying. I don't really see. To me, I don't really think they're the same. Trump.
92.
You're commenting on, you know,
92.
that he's collecting tariffs and he might give Americans some money from the tariffs. That's not the same as Mandami wanting to take money from successful Americans and dole it out on people that are not successful.
Okay, so who pays the tariffs? How do we physically collect the tariff taxes?
You know, I've been really thinking about that because I go on these lives and everyone asks the thing.
It sounds like somebody we talked to before. doesn't
Like,
it?
in other words,
I'm in an industry where
I'm in an
tariffs
industry
affect
where,
my,
you know,
my business.
well, no, hold on. I'm asking you a very specific question.
Yeah, and I have a
So if
very specific answer, and I will give you a very specific answer that no one talks about. So do you want to hear something this is very relevant to...
No, I just want to, I'm sorry, because I don't mean to be a dick, but there's a lot of people waiting in the queue, people listening. I just want to cut to the chase. If I were to hire you as the tariff collector,
right,
where would you physically go to go get the tariff?
The company that imports the goods...
No, you wouldn't
may
go to
be
the
forced to
company.
pay
You
the
get it
tariff.
at the port, yeah?
The company pays for it.
Correct. The importer at the port, yeah?
So if you want to really get educated on tariffs, I'll give you a great example.
I'm educated
of-
on tariffs, man.
How about you unblock me, homo?
I'm not. You're smart. I'm stupid. I'm moving on. If this is how, there's no difference. Importers who own businesses.
Why he's not conservative?
Give me a number. It's the largest raise of the debt ceiling the U.S. has ever had.
Yeah, and our dollar, the value of
It's
our dollar,
plummeting.
Exactly.
It's going to continue to plummet, and we're building.
That's nice. How about you unblock me, homo?
We have debt
Yeah,
to
but
pay off.
this is unprecedented in the 21st century to see the devaluation of our dollar, and so.
Who cares? You're not going to fucking Hyperborea.
But raising the debt ceiling is something that both sides of the aisle do. It's something that we need
I'm not
for
denying that
deportation.
it's something.
In
both sides of
order
the
to
aisle
get
do.
deportations, we need to raise the
So
debt
you guys
ceiling.
would rather
understand?
devalue the dollar over fucking immigrants? That's the stupidest thing I think I've heard. Because people are more concerned with immigration than they are with fucking money. That's part of the
Yes,
reason why the
because you-
U.S. is so
yeah.
screwed right now.
Because you get these people out of our country, and then maybe homeownership becomes achievable.
No,
again.
that's not going to happen because they're not.
Maybe
putting it on-
homeownership
they're
becomes
not-
achievable again.
Homeownership
Just
is
a
not.
one second,
It's not readily. It's not,
Rick, when you have undocumented immigrants coming in our country claiming checks out of the wazoo, what do you?
It won't matter. We're all going to drown anyway.
All of a sudden, when you're giving money to undocumented immigrants by the millions.
You don't follow me, so I dropped you. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh no, that was I just basically had to jump in because he was trying to make a point. He said that we care more about the republic, more about immigrants than national debt. And I believe that if in order to focus on national debt, you have to focus on the individuals claiming money, like the individuals that I believe you're fighting for, like these Somali immigrants in Minneapolis that we're finding out.
Oh, dear God. Okay. So, not going to respond. You're just going to, go quiet like a woman.
It's never really MAGA or black.
Do you have something to share? I think from Google Maps.
Will you be
right?
voting
You
red
can
in
talk about,
2028?
Will I vote red in 2028? No.
Interested to see it.
Who will you vote for?
Sugar chips.
Why wouldn't you vote red? I thought you were like a Trumper.
No.
Is it something that he did?
Neurofag.
Not necessarily. I mean, I would say it's a combination of things. I would say it's
Yeah,
where
yeah, just let him share what he
Republican
wants to
Party
share.
is more.
The stuff about the what they're hiding in Antarctica.
I don't know if
as far
he's
as
there.
JD Vance is concerned,
He's probably not, but tell him to unblock my other shit so that way I'm not stealing my wife's phone.
Well, when you
Just unblock me and I got more important shit to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, when you're ready to apologize and act like a
Yes, I will apologize that you're a narcissist. There you go. Anyway, point is I hope y'all got away to Hyperborea.
All right, anyways.
Why wouldn't it be?
oh, absolutely not.
Similar, very similar to
따다당 카릴라이도
Wait, hold up now.
Africa, my guy. Join up lagi dua.
Mga kwadori ka chakatanga.
Mana dala de.
What?
Tata. Masiningela ka anying sa kirandi roko chagira.
The Dalmatians. Germans are more white though, so
yeah.
Uh-oh. This looks promising.
half German, half English.
It depends on how much we go outside.
ADL and Che Guevara.
I get like a light tan. But
What's the most racially pure country in your eyes?
right now,
Iceland.
no, I'd say Poland or Hungary and Croatia too.
Wait,
No,
are you
Iceland
Illyrian?
is like more than
Are you
racially
Illyrian?
pure. They're like the same people that like colonized or not colonized. That took it in 300 years ago.
Icelandic is the same language too, bro. It hasn't changed. Like it's
they're
crazy.
literally the same 100 people that were there like 300 years ago.
Mhm.
Like they're
Why?
talking
Like
about
the
just
lineage?
racially pure.
Like Beowulf days.
Reb, who won the Roman Dalmatian Wars?
No, I
The
know.
Roman
I know.
Dalmatian Wars?
Where did you get? I think
That changed over time though, because now they're doing the same exact thing as the men and they're still being qualified.
And they are
Not as
performing
many.
at exceptionally lower levels.
Okay, but most women don't do combat roles though.
Yeah, because that's not their role.
Very sleek.
What's up, Blackwing?
If the flag right above me, if you flying this flag anywhere in the United States, I'm automatically fucking your cousin. I'm automatically think you fucking your cousin.
Okay, never mind. Blackwings are friendly. I forgot. My bad. My bad.
said that
all the way wrong
at
first.
You didn't know he was a friendly Sid? I'm saying this. I'm automatically think you fucking your cousin. I'm automatically think you fucking your cousin or your sister.
That picture just throws me off. My bad.
Not the Neapolitan coconut layers. And then we had the caramel coconut.
Which is why like Will was so sick when he had come out, because he was in there for so long, basically ingesting like mold spores.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's
that's a stretch. I'm being honest. I'm just
No,
like,
that's what the Duffer Brothers said, is that it was basically comparable to mold spores.
Yeah,
I'm just sick of the Duffer Brothers confirming and not like showing it in the show. They literally wrote the show.
No,
Well,
I can't disrespect Maren Morris. I actually like her.
Yeah, I think nothing away.
And for you to get it, but sometimes
fundamentally, enslaved people were fundamentally the reason that the country was built. I think we forget this. So in 1776, when they made the Inception, before the Inception, what was happening was Black people were on Wall Street getting sold for the
rid of those under eye bags and really ascend your face. If you're someone who's looks maxing, you want to just upgrade you want to start getting those soft maxes going.
Let me get this straight. I catch my 13-year-old
bro mask.
tell him I won't rat.
Yeah, it seemed pretty. What do you call it? Look, I think you're saying looks maxing or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that's just a taste. Like, for whatever reason, it's not showing me the normal stuff that it shows me on my phone. So, but that was a pretty good like example of like what I'm talking about. Like, it gets a lot like at nighttime, it's way more active. It's also like the first of the year, but yeah, it's there's some crazy stuff on there. I haven't seen too much like technology talk, but I'm sure it's on there. It's kind of, TikTok's kind of weird. Like you have to kind of look. You have to kind of like consistently look for something, or I don't know. All my accounts have been different. Like every account I've started has shown me different shit. So then this is like my 5th account. So, and this one I already got 2 strikes. So it'll probably not be long before I don't have it. I don't have the TikTok anymore. I'm pretty sure then. So. Let's see here. I wanted to show. So I'll show you guys what I'm getting strikes on and what I'm not getting strikes on. Okay, what do you guys think of this one? Oh wait, oops, sorry. My bad.
It's a view. Everyone I don't like is a Trotskyist. No, seriously, the transhumanist Trotskyists are turning all the humans gay. Everyone I don't like is a Trotskyist. No, seriously, everyone I don't like is a.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
Everyone I don't like is a Everyone I don't like is a Trotskyist. No.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So this one got me a strike. So you see how like my content's all like controversial as it is, but like this one got a strike for bullying and harassment.
Everybody wants to rule the world, didn't you know that? But only some of us are actually able to do that. And you're probably not one of them, and that's just fine and great. Don't worry about the race mixing or your trad wife who probably, used to hang out with people like Milo Yiannopoulos or maybe even Nick Fuentes, whose dad may or may not have been Alan Turing made in an Epstein factory, but that's okay. Just go enjoy your corn and your peas and all those other nice, beautiful things. And you can also have a nice mustache and go work out and probably hang out with Milo Yiannopoulos yourself. I mean, he has admitted to certain things, but he's telling the truth sometimes, and Ian Malcolm doesn't like him.
Hey, yo,
for my snare, get my snare in my ear. All right, so Ooga Booga, you know what's we're gonna start feeding all the little baby pups. We're gonna transform and get a little weird. You know what time it is? It's time to get here. Don't go weird on me now. You know what time it is? It's time to be Shaniqua and Shania Choir. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna convert to Judaism and I'm gonna climb up that hill. Don't say nothing bad about my ancestors. If you do, you're gonna get, you know what I'm.
Did you?
Yeah, I just I quote unquote freestyled that one, you know, but it's funny, that one did really well on YouTube. I got like 1,000 views on that, and I was like, it's really fucked up to me. Like the ones that I'm really proud of, I get like very low views, and then the ones like this, like I just literally, I had no idea what to do, so I just did that for like a second. I got 1,000 views on it. I'm so like disappointed. But yeah, but like it's weird. Like the ones that like I think there's no way I'm gonna get a strike on this one, and I get a strike on it. I'm like, what the like? That's why I can't figure out. I'm like, so I take the risk, I never get a strike, and then I like do some stupid video that's just like, in my opinion, filler content, and I get a strike on it. I'm like, okay, so like my filler content is getting me in trouble, but the ones that I'm like really proud of, they don't get watched. So it's I don't understand. All right, what's up, Dennis, quote unquote?
All right, I apologize. Don't kick me.
Okay. Tentatively, I'll accept your apology. So what's up? You want to talk about Antarctica and Penguin or whatever?
I'm just going to say, give me a few days to compile all the video and edit it. And let's just say by the end of it, I got kind of scared, y'all. It's kind of scary. I can tell you that a lot of it's changed from the last time that I had viewed it 4 or 5 years ago. And if by the time I'm done reviewing it, I'm just saying, shout out to Gerald Butler, Greenland 2 Migration. So, you know, not to, you know, jump in and cause your problems. I'm just saying that, you know, Hyperborea is starting to sound a lot more fucking plausible now.
Well, yeah, I've seen some stuff about that too. And I'll tell you, I had a weird experience. Like, so there's apps you can use, like certain apps that you use the social media. You can like click on a geographical area, and it'll show you like things that have been tagged as being in that area geographically. So like meaning someone's phone supposedly has to be in that area to like geolocate the photos. You understand what I'm saying? And
yes.
So like if you click on Antarctica sometimes, like I've done this before, you click on Antarctica. I saw this guy who's like working on like kids' toys or some shit. He's like using like certain small tools, and he's speaking like some sort of weird like German or some kind of language. And it's in Antarctica. And then I went back and tried to find it, and and it was gone. I was like, what the fuck? So like, it was really bizarre. I was like, wait a second, there's people living in Antarctica? Because like I clicked on Antarctica and it showed me like this like guy sitting in his house. Like it's not, you don't see him. He's like it's like point of view, and he's looking down at like a table, and he's like working with like electrical tools or something to like fix some like kids' toys or something. And so yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but it was pretty weird because I'm like, and then I went back to try to find it, and it didn't show anything. So
well, can you by any chance blow up my picture? This would just be the first thing I wanted to show because I haven't edited anything yet. Anyway, so I did about 20 or 30 minutes of just like searching and like zooming in. And you know how some parts they have perfect satellite footage of some things, and then like for miles on end. I can tell you, as someone who's done plenty of work with artificial intelligence and editing things to make it look realer, most of this shit is edited with tools that let you mimic clouds and to spread things with like brushes to make it look like the image is blurred and stretched. But this picture right here is a picture of a mountain in Antarctica, allegedly. And I knew there was something off about it when I was examining it. So I started zooming out. And I realized, wait a second, why does this look like an animal? It literally looks like a fucking animal. And it's a mountain that looks like an animal, and the name of it's called Troll Station. So they are literally hiding the truth and trolling us at the same fucking time. I'm not done, but like I said, give me 2 more days of doing my evidence gathering, and I'm telling y'all, fucking Antarctica, now it's starting to make sense. And if you put it into context, I can just tell you, you're not fucking Gerald Butler. So,
Yeah,
from the area, hang on, the areas that I examined 5 years ago have tremendously changed, and I'm telling y'all, the size and pieces of these fucking icebergs that are breaking off are definitely the size of small, not continents, small states. I can tell you, some of the size of the things that they are trying to hide behind the. Allegedly, it makes no sense that they can get perfect miles long worth of icebergs that are pretty large in size, but it would probably take you about an hour to walk across some of these. But then further down, where there should be plenty more of other icebergs, if they're, getting this wonderful, satellite coverage, and it's just completely edited out. It's just completely blank with whiteness, like they couldn't get the next 10 feet over. And when you look at somehow when the ice, there is complete flat land for miles that already has no ice on it. And when it runs off into the pieces, I honestly believe they've been controlling how they've been melting it. They've been controlling it, not just slowly, but to make sure it does it a certain way to affect the ocean currents. I'm telling you, by the time I get done, it's going to probably take me more than a few days to honestly compile it. But I can tell you, with how much is being hidden, you're not going to see what. I don't care what fucking NASA bullshit thing you're trying to tell me. It makes no sense that you can sit here and show me the vast amount of detail in some of these areas on Antarctica that are completely different. I'm telling you, there was parts that I remember looking at that were covered in hundreds of miles of snow. Gone, complete barren, nothing but rocks, nothing but grass. Well, not real grass, but it's got that real dusty kind of dirty look. So just saying, it was enough that by the time I realized what I was looking at here, nothing's making any sense other than what popped back in my head. It was Hyperborea, because like in Hitman, what's back there on the screen when you go into that level on the fucking island, it's a fucking basically Antarctica. It's icy mountains, and it's got miles of ice behind it. So re-downloaded it, got back on there, started looking for a long time, and I'm talking about like checking every nook and cranny that I can for now. And yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think that new land is meant for anyone here. So I'm done.
They're never gonna let people go over there and check it out. I mean, I think the whole Jaren, I don't even really know about Jaren or anything, but I saw he went there and all that stuff. I think that's all bullshit. They're not gonna let somebody go to the middle of Antarctica and look for themselves. And I've looked at Google Maps many times. They're definitely covering up huge parts of what they're supposed to be showing on the map. So yeah, there's no way that they're showing us a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're definitely hiding something in Antarctica, and there's possibilities some esoteric stuff I've been reading. They claim under Antarctica there's a different Agartha, and those are advanced beings who
Well, I'm
Yeah,
going to tell you right now, Avian, from
Or-
from some of the new areas that I've seen where they patched over the old areas, you can tell it. I'll just put it this way: if that's terrain, and for some reason, for hundreds of miles, it's blurry. The terrain that I recorded makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense other than it's an editing job, or
Well,
it's
there's
just
a
completely fake.
exactly. There's another possibility that they're hiding something beyond Antarctica. Like there's more, like a bigger
Uh-oh.
continent or something. Yeah. But let me tell you this. You know, I saw the NASA stuff, and they always edit over Antarctica. Like they've been doing that for a long time, and you know, like when they show you aerial photographs of the Earth, they do like say we are like editing it. You know what I mean? Like one of them admitted to it openly. So you know they are hiding. It could be anything, like a wormhole or underground
there's
village
no
or more continent. I don't know.
there's no clear footage of like the Earth from space. You know what I mean? Like I've never seen any clear like video footage of like the Earth from space.
Yeah, it's edited. You know, they claim they're editing it. You know, like you know, so that makes me wonder if it's even real. You know, but yeah, you cannot trust NASA. You know, I agree with you on that. Like after
I
the
can
whole
tell you this right now. Except for the parts that they're probably letting you, unless you have a keen eye to kind of understand the geological and geographical things that you're looking at, like what the ice is doing, how it's carving out the land, what part is ice, what part is land, how much is snow. If this is a mountain range, how big is this compared to this fucking ice mound over here? And then once you start to like really realize, I'll put it this way: there's not just people there. And I guess what I'm getting at is, it would make sense with what I saw, and if you know whether or not what you saw, Nurjek, was you know, drones or not. Still, the point is, I can tell you that it's vastly different compared to what it was just a few years ago, and now it's starting to make sense with the weather, what they've been doing with people, and you know, making them sick. Like this new thing that's been going here around. Well, how convenient they've been spraying the goddamn skies for like 2 months straight, every single fucking day. So, you know, you wonder why this news, you know, like how we came down sick. They sat there, and right before everyone started getting the snow, a few weeks before, or a few days, whatever, right around Christmas, they sprayed the skies up here just like they did all day today. And boom, we've been sick since then. We've all had, you know, a really thick cough and phlegm. Kind of funny. We didn't go to the store. We didn't hang out with no one. We were completely alone at the park, not even at an hour. They spray the skies. Oh, look, 2 or 3 days later, it snowed. So, you know, while they're sitting here melting the fucking ice all the way up there at the ice wall, allegedly, you know, they're creating artificial snow and stuff in our atmosphere that's turning around and making us sick. So, you know, I don't know what to tell y'all other than we're just going to LARP until one of the things fucking happens. Because from I'll just put it this way. Once you put into scope what these people are doing, then if you put into context what I'm saying of what I think they are doing with Antarctica, it's very scary. Either A, they are already there and they already have it prepared, or they really do have to melt the ice. And I mean, you know, stuff is going to eventually get pretty shitty. Why it hasn't yet, I don't know. But the point is they're playing something with Antarctica to the point that obviously, you know, I can tell you when I first watched the movie with Gerard Butler, it made sense. An asteroid was going to hit the planet. Him and his family got to go and live in a bunker. But then you go and you're starting to analyze the new movie and what they just put in the new trailers. And, well, you know, I hope you get a Fallout Shutter. You know,
Did you
just
know
saying.
that Judaism has at least like 6 billion
I look forward
genders,
to it.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
forward to,
That's why we
yeah,
have to
yeah,
allow people into
the stuff
other
you
people's
gather and
spaces because,
what you
well,
think they're hiding there.
that's just
But they are hiding something there. Yeah. I
Oh well,
agree.
yeah. Give me a few days, man, and I'm gonna
If you
do
want, I
some
can give
more
you some.
editing and stuff.
If you want, I can give you some resources. Have you looked into ODD TV? He has some good stuff, I think, about Antarctica and stuff. ODD TV.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Old dirty bastard.
Well, you know, I'm just saying,
That's just
like
a
the
part of
dudes
Trotskyism,
said in,
and
you know, the day after tomorrow, when you know
Hey,
the
yo.
last piece that broke off
did
was
you
the
know that
side of
Judaism
Rhode
has
Island.
at
So
least like 6 billion genders, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why
That's right.
we
I can
have
be a
to allow
female while they
people
drown me.
into other people's spaces because, well, that's just a part of Trotskyism, and, well, ultimately, B'nai B'rith, the Illuminati, all these different things. I mean, you don't want to be hateful, do you? That would be wrong and bad. So this is your new Messiah that's going to come and save you. And if you disagree with that, well, you're just anti something or another, and well, that's a problem. And so, well, don't be surprised when Somalis take over your country.
Sound normal at normal speed. But if you put it at 0.5 speed, you might get canceled for this. Sound.
Hey, it's me, the Joker. Wow. I'm so happy the Muslims have come into England. It's really great. Wow. Don't get all upset and scared. I mean, that would be gay. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. In fact, it's great. Wow. And especially if you're race mixed and you're an Asian lady married to a black guy, even better. I mean, I don't know why I keep getting all these strikes on my channel. It's not like I'm racist or something. I mean, I'm gay. I can't be racist. I mean, I'm definitely a person of color. And I say all the right things. I mean, just let me bend over backwards, and not just for the gay sex. Let me do it just because, like, I want to show you how good I am. Wow. Does that sound good?
Any opinions, guys?
When you go to the library and read about
This is funny, dude.
I'm just trying to see, like, how can I, like, rage bait enough somebody to, like, comment and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised it allowed the B'nai B'rith stuff, but it doesn't. But it takes away like putting a red circle around some black guy's head. Like, what does that mean?
I know that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's weird. It's like you can get away with like crazy shit, right? And then like you do like something that's like very mild and you get a strike. It's that, and it won't let me. I can't even appeal that strike, right? So that's why I'm saying it's like it's pretty weird.
Yeah, that's strange.
Thailand and robots and AI and the Junior Astrologer's Handbook and the Influencer's Book for Kids and the Jesus Book for Kids and the Wisdom of Solomon and what the hell is all this shit? It's like they're rewriting history and telling everyone to be.
America's looking fat and old, but also kind of cute, if you know what I mean. Physically active, romantic on the beach, ducks waiting in the pond. Are you kind of getting tired of waiting yet? It's kind of funny if you think about it. Time to saddle up, get ready.
Yeah, it keeps cutting the internet out on me. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, this one I have like extremely anti-Semitic cartoons in this video, and I like barely covered it up, and these don't get struck. See, that's what I'm saying is like stuff that you would think is like gonna totally get your channel like deleted, it doesn't. You know? So like I can put like anti-Semitic shit on there, and they don't care about that. But then if I put like a black guy with a circle around his face or something, it's like harassment and bullying or something. It could just be because I had Milo Yiannopoulos on the video too. So like maybe if you put like Milo and Nick Fuentes on a video, then it's automatically like, I think it's like you just say their name. I think if I show the picture, I might get away with it, but I think if you show their if you like say their name or something, maybe it automatically flags your video.
Have you ever heard? America's looking fat and old, but also kind of cute, if you know what I mean. Physically active, romantic on the beach, ducks waiting in the pond. Are you kind of getting tired of waiting yet? It's kind of funny if you think about it. Time to saddle up and get ready for America's comeback. But if I was to come back, I would call your mom. Know what I'm talking about? Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Don't get scared.
Have you ever heard about Scientology? That
culture is that.
Are you scared of Judeo-Christian values? And do you like Indians? Well, good news. You're going to go to jail for wanting Asian women or pranking people. Thanks, Trotsky. The endless revolution is here. Perpetual revolution. Did you get the vibe check? Trotsky is our god, and we need to go on the Whatever podcast and trust the plan with Trump, or else you're a bigot and you're going to jail.
Yeah, see, like this video trips me out because I didn't think about this video at all. I just made this video like off the top of my head. All these I did, but like this one in particular, I didn't think much of it. And this video, for whatever reason, on TikTok, like I got a lot of weird comments. Like people got really upset with this video for some reason. So I'm not sure why that is, but it's like that's what's weird is like sometimes I'm just saying kind of like random shit, and they get really upset. I'm like, okay, what is it about this video? Like this woman's got like a centipede on her body as like a tattoo.
Right.
But it's pretty weird.
Hey, Ron, this is Cheney Epstein. I like a younger girl, and they are nice. Have you ever heard of these things? These are.
You get so I wasn't thinking about this when I made it, but then it's like you see it's like Chinese Epstein, but then I'm like married with children. You get it, like you know, and like I didn't even think about it until way after I made this video. I was like, oh, okay, like it's married with children, because like I edit the video before I record, so like I pre-edit the video and then I choose the music, and then like I'll come back like a month later and like do the voiceover. So like I didn't like plan what I'm gonna say or anything. But it's funny because like this one, a lot of people watched it, but nobody got angry about it. I was like, okay, so like literally like impersonating a Chinese person and saying like Chinese Epstein is Chinese, like nobody cares about that. But see, it's weird. Like people get offended over the like. It's just you totally wouldn't expect like why people get offended. Like nobody's offended by this. So I was like kind of surprised by that.
These are really good, and I like it, but you should not like it because it's really bad for you. Sam Altman, he is a good man, and he likes the young lady too, even though he is gay, and that's a really good. He like this kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on my internet, but I'm actually really proud of this one because if you look at like the screenshots I put in, it's like Sam Altman's like Wikipedia, and it's the guy who used to live with him's Wikipedia. And if you go look up Sam Altman and like all these guys around him, their Wikipedia, it's really weird. Like their information is very bizarre. You're like, oh, there used to be roommates. So like Sam Altman's like 40 and this kid's like 18 years old, coming out of college, and he becomes a billionaire by the time he's like 25 years old or something. It's like the kid that used to live with Sam Altman is now richer than Sam Altman at like 25 years old or 26 years old. So it's just
Hey, Ron, this is Cheney Epstein. Hey, Ron, this is Cheney Gay, and that's a really cool. He like this kind of guy too. He really.
Yes. So if you can see this, like I'll try to go back, but it's like, okay, Sam Altman and his boyfriend, they go to the like Napa on the weekends, but they have like a house in Hawaii and a house in San Francisco. And he's like, I'm an apocalypse prepper. I have guns, gold, potassium iodide, antibiotics, batteries, water, gas masks from the IDF, and a big patch of land in Big Sur I can fly to. And then his sister like accused him of some stuff that I can't talk about on here, but he dated the co-founder of some other weird company for a while, And then this kid Alexander is from like Los Alamos, New Mexico. He went to MIT and dropped out. Now he's like a billionaire. And his parents were like working at like the Los Alamos labs and shit like that. So he's like a, and then he was like a roommate with Sam Altman of like 18, 19 years old, and now he's a billionaire and says like he said, I'm gonna wait until the AI can like create a lab baby for me. I don't want to have like a natural kid. I want to like genetically design my baby. That young kid that was like mentored by Sam Altman. And yeah, so it's just weird. It's like
EFT. Now, don't get all confused. You know who I am. I've come from flying. And I like marrying my children because you tell the truth about all the young men and all the gayness. Hello.
Are you obsessed with celebrities?
yeah, my internet's like totally dying on me, so I can't do anything now.
It's no worries. We'll just shut it down.
Yeah, I have to go do some stuff anyways. So, yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. Like my internet is just not cooperating now. Not sure what's maybe too much. But they're going to start conscripting German kids soon, I guess. So I guess there will be a World War III, and they'll wipe out the rest of the Western Europeans over there.
For what war are they conscripting them? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what's weird. So, yeah, there's people in the government trying to like push really hard to like forcibly conscript any men over 18 essentially in Germany right now. So pretty crazy. Russia again, yeah, pretty much. Come with me, comrade. I show you future.
That's what I figured, but it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, pretty weird. But it's like, you know, think about how strong German people were 100 years ago. It's like now, like, like what are they doing exactly? I don't know. Like I saw a video of a guy walking through Berlin or something like that today, and he's like saying he's like showing how like all these like African migrants are like selling heroin and cocaine and methamphetamine like literally on every street corner by the train station or whatever. And they're like telling him like stop filming me and stuff. He's like I'll film whatever I want. I'm a German person or something like that. It's like really weird. It's like it looks exactly like San Francisco. It's like every shop is closed, graffiti, trash everywhere. It's like pretty weird. Maybe Berlin and San Francisco are like sister cities or something. Yeah, inner city posse, insane clown posse. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'll just shut it down, guys. I appreciate everybody. Sorry, I wasn't really organized for the shit, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's no worries, dude.
Appreciate you guys. You're doing a show soon, right?
I'm doing a show tomorrow. Yeah, like tonight, if I do a show, it'll just be music. But tomorrow, I'm doing a show made by Machine Bob. So it's a little bit different of topics. I just recorded a bunch of shit. So I'm just going to sit there and comment on it. And then it's going to end up on the Cyber Caliphate channel. So I don't think they'll like copyright strike. You know. But yeah.
Nice. Well, I think the one thing we should watch out for is now what's his name? Andrew Wilson's. He's been on the Patrick Bet-David podcast. He said he's going to go on Joe Rogan now. Machine said, and then I think he's going to go on Sean Ryan, and I think that's going to be very significant. Like, Sean Ryan is like the ultimate psyop channel. If I recommend, I was talking about this almost 3 or 4 years ago before he even became a big channel at all. He was really small when I started following him, but because I followed a lot of these like ex-military guys shows, and they started promoting this guy from like out of nowhere, and he had like very few subscribers. Then one day he just like said, I've become a Christian now. And like the next day he started getting these like giant guests on and stuff. It was really weird. And now he's the biggest. Now he got bigger than Joe Rogan. And yeah, exactly. Andrew's Organic Growth Art. Yeah, it's pretty weird. And yeah, but I think when he goes on that show, like we have to review that, because if he's going on the Sean Ryan podcast, like Sean Ryan's podcast is literally like, it's like Alex Jones on steroids, I would say, because everybody's like overtly like secret military. Like they basically admit like, yes, I'm a spook, and you know, and so like everything they say, you can pretty much guarantee like it's all propaganda, right? But they act like it's all like serious, and like they, you know, it's just it's like Joe Rogan. Like I said, it's like super Joe Rogan, where it's, you know, I was in special PSYOPs division for 30 years, and you know, I hate the U.S. government, and you know, I don't trust anything they say. But by the way, you know, we need to get prepared to go to war with the United States government. It's like, what? It's just like the most insane stuff ever. It's like everybody's like an ex-contractor, Blackwater, fucking. Let me, yeah. So you want the link? I'll send you the link. You guys, if you guys have got to see this channel. It's, if you've never seen it, he have people in there saying like, you know, we have an earthquake machine in Antarctica that can like hit anywhere in the world. So this guy has 5 million subscribers. I swear to you, when I started watching this guy, he had very few subscribers, like less than 10,000 for sure. So this guy blew up out of nowhere, man. Like he got up to like 30,000, like only like 2 or 3 years ago or something. Like, yeah, you guys got to see this channel. If you've never seen his channel, like go look at the shit he puts out. And now he's like getting sued by Dan Crenshaw and yeah, you guys got to see this shit. It's pretty crazy. Well, machine's gone. All right, well. But anyways, I guess he couldn't hear me or something. But anyways, thank you, Avian, for being here. Appreciate it. I don't know if you're still there, but everybody have a good day.
Yeah, have a good day.